marquee Gulf Star Conference football games. Hi, everybody. This is Tim Barando. I'm joined by Dick Coury and Jordy Hultberg. Dick, tonight, Sam Houston, a team we've seen against Nicholls State, a ball club that's right now on the mend. They're coming back. They got their first big win of the year last week.
I think it's going to be an excellent football game, Tim. Nicholls State seems to be ready for a game. They think they've played a tougher schedule than Sam Houston. They may be right. We'll find out in a little while.
All right, obviously, as is always the case, we're going to see the ball put up in the air a great deal tonight, and we'll really showcase a couple of fine quarterbacks. Jordy Hultberg will be down here on the sidelines, as always, giving that all-new perspective.
Well, we tried to. Both teams have a lot of momentum going into the ball game. Nicholls State finally got on the board. Sam Houston State's really undefeated. And Sam Houston has a pretty good quarterback in Nicholls, about 6'2", basically a drop-back quarterback. He's up in the top of the statistics in the Gulf Star Conference, and they really look for him to have a good ball game tonight.
Well, Nicholls, of course, was the Gulf Star Conference Player of the Week 2 weeks ago when we were down in Huntsville. He had a great game against Stephen F. Austin. You'd think that with that kind of momentum, Sam Houston's really beginning to build that program.
They definitely have confidence. They haven't played the greatest of schedule, but as Coach Coury will tell you, a win is a win no matter who you play. That's all they look at. And with Nicholls back there flinging, he throws what they call a frozen rope. He puts it down on the line and hits those guys. Has a good receiving core. They look to score a lot of points.
All right. Now, the Nicholls State Colonels have a great deal of team depth, especially offensively. But the guy that throws it for them, Dick Coury, is Keith Menard, and he can do a lot of good things for you as a quarterback.
Well, Keith is from right in Rain, Louisiana, and he's an excellent quarterback. He's completed about 57% of his passes. He led the conference last week, was a player of the week. I think that they run out of the one-back formation an awfully lot. They expect him to read the coverages very well, and he's had an excellent season so far, and he's looking forward to starting tonight.
Now, Sonny Jackson coached high school just up the road in Baton Rouge. He had a pretty good career as an assistant coach. He knows a lot about Louisiana. Most of these players are from his home state, and he's got a lot of depth. Now, he platoons a great deal. Now, what kind of an advantage will that give him over Ron Randleman at Sam Houston?
Well, I think with the weather like it is, it's a pretty cool evening. I don't know there'll be a big advantage conditioning-wise, but I think it might give him an advantage in having different personnel that they have to defend, and he'll not hesitate to substitute his quarterback because Hudson was a starter at one time, so we can look for him to play tonight too, Tim.
It would also seem that this may be a battle of defenses because obviously the offenses have been very potent of late. Obviously, the team that does the job defensively early on could set the tempo, couldn't they?
I think so, and I think Nicholls State realizes they're facing the number one offensive team in the league so far. They're averaging over 400 yards a game, so that's a lot to defend.
All right, we're looking forward to what we believe will be a great football game, and we're very happy that you've joined us along the College Sports Network. We'll be back to John L. Guidry Stadium with the starting lineups, some hoopla down on the sidelines, all of that when we return. Colonels making their way out onto the playing field. They're 1-3 on the campaign, but remember, they have lost to Troy State, the nation's #1 Division I AA school. Northeast Louisiana University, they're in the top 10, and McNeese State, they are in the top 20. They have beaten one team, and that's Austin Peay, a ball club that until Nicholls State came to town was unbeaten. So they have, without question, played the more difficult schedule to this point. The Nicholls State Colonels, as we mentioned, 13-6, losing to Northeast. Then they were dropped by Troy State. McNeese State beat them, but only by 3 points. And that game was in Lake Charles, the home turf of McNeese, before Nicholls State lost or came up with their win against Austin Peay. Sam Houston State, a win over Bishop College. Then they upset Stephen F. Austin in the first ever Gulf Star Conference game before bombing Southwest Oklahoma 44-6 last week. Dick, as we mentioned, as we watch the toss of the coin right here, this really is the tale of two teams. One team that obviously started out slowly, but maybe not. Perhaps they really did have the tougher schedule of the two teams, and really this may be the biggest test of the year for Ron Randleman's Sam Houston club.
I tell you, Tim, the nice thing about Nicholls State's record, they're 1-3. It means nothing. Tonight, if they win, they're 1-0 in the league, and that's all they care about is winning the league conference.
Jordy Hultberg is standing by, and we're going to be going to him in just a few moments, so you stay tuned for all of that. And there you see tonight's officials. The referee is Bud Alexander. Our umpire is Roy Waters. Our linesman is Leon Militello. The line judge, Jerry Marler. The back judge is Robert Aye. And the field judge is Gerald Kimball. Let's go down now to the sidelines, and some cheerleaders have joined our colleague, Jordy Hultberg. Jordy?
Tim and Dick, it's a tough job. Somebody's got to do it. Ideal playing conditions. We have the captains of the both cheerleading squads. Big game. You're the home team, so I'll go to you first. What does this game mean to you?
A lot. We had a slow start off in the beginning of the season, and I think we're really starting to get it together. We have all our fans behind us more than ever before. They all getting involved in this game. It means a lot. We need to keep it up.
I don't know if y'all can zoom in, but look at the eyes on this gal. I tell you, what's unbelievable. And we had the pleasure of you a couple of weeks ago, and your team's on a roll, 3-0.
Yeah.
Is it because of the cheerleaders?
Partly cheerleaders, and also the team has really been working hard. And I mean, it's going to be hard for Nicholls State to get by the Orange Crush this year.
Let me ask you one important question. How is it to be the only guy on a cheerleading squad of 7 people?
Real good.
Okay. Here you have some of the early pregame activities. Back to you guys in the booth.
All right, Jordy, thank you. Scott LeBlanc is teeing the ball up. Nicholls State will kick off. And dropping back deep for Sam Houston State, Tony Hernandez. He'll be flanked by Odie Harris and Keith Willis back deep for the Bearcats. LeBlanc, one of 2 kickers that will be used. They think that he is the deeper kicker of the 2, John Sanders being the other, so that's why he will draw the job as the starting place kicker for tonight's game. Sonny Jackson, the head coach of Nicholls State. Ron Randleman, the fine young coach from Sam Houston. Sonny now going into his 4th year. Ron Randleman has really just begun building the program at Sam Houston State. Sam Houston in white, trimmed in orange with blue headgear. Nicholls State in the red jerseys with silver headgear and silver pants and the red jerseys. Hernandez takes it at his 7. He's to the 20, and he's knocked down hard at the 24-yard line. There to make the stop defensively for Nicholls State. In a hurry was Scott Sawyer. Back up strong safety. It's first down, 10 yards to go. They mark the ball at the 24-yard line, and that's where Sam Houston will start, 1st and 10. 25-yard kick with a 12-yard return. And it's 1st and 10 now for the Bearcats. Setting their offensive line, Mark Beadlow is the center. Kirk Haywood and Glenn McFarland to the guards. Alvin Curtis and Aubrey Rayford to the tackles. Lenny Dykes is your quarterback. Setbacks are split behind him. That's Jones and Raymond Young. D.D. Jones carries it up to the 29-yard line. Gain of about 5. Over to make the stop defensively for Nicholls State was the linebacker, Bryant Williams. I should say Thaddeus Lumar. Lumar made the stop, and it'll be 2nd down and 5 yards to go. Setbacks are out of an I formation on a 2nd and 5 situation. Dykes hands to Young. Young has the first down beyond the 35 to the 36. Errol Prince made the stop. And it'll be 1st down and 10 yards to go. Let's take another look at that one, Dick Coury. This is a guy that really impressed us a couple of weeks ago.
Sure is. He's run down the eye. It's one of their favorite plays. It's a direct handoff with D.D. blocking for him up front. Makes a nice run. That's what they were worried about talking to the coaches. Stopping the running game first.
1st down, 10 yards to go. Raymond Young and D.D. Jones are the setbacks. That's Young now, dotting the I formation. We'll set the Nicholls State defense for you in just a moment. Dykes finds his man, and that is Moore, Sammy Moore. Greg Greeley over to make the stop in a hurry. A quick out pattern to Sam Moore, 2nd leading pass receiver on the ball club. It's a gain of about 6 on the play. We'll call it 2nd down and 4 yards to go.
Tim, they did something unusual. Dropped back out of the I formation there and threw a quick out to the weak side of the coverage.
Darius Fagan is one wide receiver. Moore is the other, the tight end. Fagan is to the near side. And that's Young, and he's dead. Scott Hildebrand, one of the linebackers, came over quickly to make the stop. Gain of about a yard, if that. It's a 3-man line for Nicholls State as we set them defensively. Greg Price is the nose tackle. Sheldon Andrus is the left tackle. He's the big play man defensively for Nicholls State. Kenny Miller is the right tackle. The linebackers on the outside, Eric Jackson and Paul Lewis, along with Jerry Hotard and Paul Malosso. Dicus to Scotty, and Scotty is into Colonel territory. Mike Scotty's got the first down into the 47-yard line. Hildebrand was there to make the tackle. Now, Randleman will utilize his wide receivers as the play carriers.
On strong side, it's drop back out of split backs. He goes to his flanker back on a curl pattern. We saw Scotty in a great game last time we saw their play.
It's a 12-yard gain for the first down. Dicus 2 for 2 here at the outset. Opening series of the game. There goes D.D. Jones. Greg Greeley, the quarterback, finally made the tackle of Jones from Law Lakes, Florida. The 6-foot, 216-pound junior rambled for the first down. And that has Randleman and staff quite happy. They mark the ball at the 34-yard line of Nicholls State, where it will be first down and 10 yards to go for Sam Houston. Dicus was originally recruited by TCU, and he later went to junior college before making his way into Huntsville, Texas, and he apparently has found quite a home. Setbacks are split. Scotty is at the top of your screen. Jones again carries, and only a couple of yards or so there. Thaddeus Lumar again around the pile up that time. Setting the rest of that defensive alignment for Sonny Jackson's club. The free safety is Errol Prince. The strong safety is Cornell Flugents. The cornerback that they're really high on is Anthony Bay-Tuggle. Now, it'll be interesting to see if they throw his way. He's number 25, and he's picking up the receiver at the bottom of your screen on a 2nd and 8 situation. Raymond Young, and a big hole for Young. Down inside the 20 to the 18-yard line, and Greeley, who's made 3 saving tackles so far on this drive, there to make the stop.
Now, this is their favorite weak side play out of the eye. The fullback, D.D. Lewis Jones, blocks for the running back Young. He has a fine hole and a good run. Those two backs, Tim, are leading their 3rd and 4th in the conference in total rushing offense.
Well, it's interesting, too, though, Dick, to consider that they're doing it offensively in a far different fashion than they did 2 weeks ago against Stephen F. Austin when we were there. First down, 10 yards to go. The ball marked at the 19-yard line. Dicus with the out pattern to Sammy Moore. Moore inside the 10 and twists and turns his way down to the 4-yard line. And Greg Greeley once again there to make the stop. They really are throwing away from Bay-Tuggle, that cornerback that we mentioned.
No question. That time, Tim, is a safety blitz, strong side safety blitz, and he went to the weak side as though he knew that's what was going to happen. Excellent play by the quarterback.
So it's first down and goal. 11 minutes and 37 seconds are left. There you see a part of the 10,000-plus crowd that we have on hand for this encounter. First Gulf Star game of the year for Nicholls State. It's a power eye setup now. And the handoff goes to Jones, and Jones is down to about the 2-yard line. Troy Bourgeois was in to make the tackle, along with Kenny Miller, the right side tackle. Both teams come into this game relatively free of injury, and considering the fact that both of these teams have had some tough opponents and some very close ball games and hard-hitting games, it's surprising that both clubs are so healthy. Second down and goal, the ball at the 2. Again, the power eye setup for Sam Houston State. Jones, boy, he's close. He's down to about the 1-yard line.
Run out of that power eye, Tim. 3 backs, 2 tight ends.
Greg Price, the nose tackle, stuffed it up. Third down and goal. They're inside the 1-yard line now. Dicus has got great size. Eddie Dicus is 6'3", 220 pounds. He might sneak it here.
He could do that. They're close enough to do that. They've also had the fake of the option the last 2 runs.
Young. Raymond Young was so close. But a great defensive play by Nicholls State. Errol Prince, the free safety, was right on the line, and he became a tackle that time.
He sure did. He hit him right on line and spun him back, and they were able to hold him up. They're going for it on 4th down here, Tim. Here's the replay now. He tries to bounce it to the outside. Right here, he goes up and over the top to the outside, but they hit him coming from the outside and stop him.
4th down and goal, and Sam Houston goes for it. Raymond Young. Once again with a magnificent play, and take a good look at this free safety.
Now here's the pitch play. Tosses it back to tailback, coming to the left. Now watch number 13, Prince, make the hit on the ball carrier right here and stops him a yard short. Actually lost a half a foot. Excellent play by the defensive, the great defensive stand. 4 downs inside the 4-yard line, unable to capitalize.
Right, it was a methodical drive, too, by Sam Houston State. They pretty much did exactly what they wanted until they got inside the Colonel 10. A 12-play drive, and it ended about a foot away from 6. Keith Menard in at quarterback now, 1 setback behind him. And that setback will carry it. And that's Lionel Vital. Vital up to about the 4-yard line.
Tim and Dick, both teams showed a lot of poise, a lot of confidence. Offensively, they moved the ball. Defensively, they came up with the big stop. Take a look at Dykens. He's really shown a lot of confidence right now.
That's the voice of Jordy Hultberg. We'll be checking out the action along the sidelines from him momentarily. 2nd down and 7 after a gain of 3 by Vital. We'll set the offense for you in just a moment for Nicholls State. Menard is your quarterback. Senior from Rayne, Louisiana. Again, the handoff went right up the middle. Vital again, stopped for no gain. In fact, he may have lost a yard. Wendell Hosey was in on the stop for the Bearcats. And it will be 3rd down and about 8 yards to go for the 1st down. Nicholls State with Jerry Havenar as your center. Mitch Rodriguez is at 1 guard. Lynn Bychurch is the other. Patrick Pautin at 1 tackle along with George Scott. Menard's the quarterback with Vital and Dwayne Brown his setbacks. The tight end Dwayne Harrison now lining up at the bottom of your screen as you view it. It's a slot right. And this is an offensive team that likes to wing it. We'll see if they do it here. Menard lets it fly. That's his tight end for the 1st down. Dwayne Harrison right there, and a daring call by that Mississippi Riverboat gambler, Sonny Jackson.
What they did that time, they shift over. They shift their strength of their offense over, then they roll out to that side. So they got the defense in a little undershifted team. He got outside of the contained man and flipped a nice pass to his tight end, who's the leading pass receiver in the league right now.
15 yards on the completion. Frank Fryer was in to make the stop. The junior, 6'2", 195-pounder from Gonzales, Texas, for Sam Houston. 1st down and 10. Brian Stropolo in motion. At the top of your screen, there's Vital. Nice gain of about 4 yards. Johnny McLeod from Diboll, Texas, made the stop after the gain of 4. It will be 2nd down and 6. Now, offensively, the tight end is Dwayne Harrison. Brian Stropolo is the flanker. The big play man is Mark Carrier. Now, Carrier has not played a game this year. He's the fastest man they have offensively. He runs a 4.4940. He's lining up, as you see Sonny Jackson there, at the top of your screen. You will see him, and they'll try to spring him as far as they possibly can. 2nd down and 6. Menard rolling. And he's looking for his man. That's Carrier. He's got him. 1st down to the 42-yard line.
Here they are now. They're running to the offensive left side. He's got a motion man, which creates a slot formation. He's clearing out the zone, and the tight end rolls right up inside. Dwayne Harrison makes another fine catch. It's Mark Carrier, makes that catch on the left side.
The guy we were just speaking about, the big play man. Carrier out of Church Point. 1st down, 10. Nicholls State now. They began this drive about a foot away from their end zone. Vital with another 5-yard gain. Those quick openers, those bursts by the running back have been good 1st down plays for Nicholls State here at the outset.
They're an awfully exciting offensive team because of the 1-back formation and a lot of motion getting to a triple set and going from a triple to a slot set.
Gary Kimball made the stop for Sam Houston State. Gain of 5, 2nd down, 5 yards to go. Stropolo to the bottom of your screen. Carrier again to the top of your screen. And we have a slot right. Menard to throw. He looks, he finds his man, Stropolo. Stropolo loses it, he fumbles, and Sam Houston's got it. He was trying to make some extra yardage. He fumbled it, and Calvin Blair came up with the Calvin Oliver, I beg your pardon, came up with the recovery.
They shift to the right again to try and offset the defensive shift. He rolls out to his right. He hits the man right here. Completes the pass. He turns the ball upfield and just loses the ball. Nobody hit him. He just lost the ball, and they recovered. That's a big turnover right there because they were moving the ball well.
With 5 minutes and 42 seconds left to play in the first quarter, down in Thibodaux, Louisiana, we have a scoreless tie between Nicholls State and Sam Houston. Monitor's gone down on us here. It's hard to read. Thank you. Yeah, that's fine. It's exactly what I want. Absolutely.
For my headphones.
Welcome back to John L. Guidry Stadium in Thibodaux, Louisiana. Tim Barando, along with New Orleans Breakers head coach Dick Coury and Jordy Hultberg for tonight's exciting Gulf Star battle. It's first down and 10 now for Sam Houston State. Their second possession. They own it from their own 40, and Raymond Young has a couple of yards. Gary Hotard in to make the stop. Up to about the, well, they'll mark it at the 41, so he only really gets a yard. And it'll be second down and 9. Young from Beaumont, Texas, 6 foot, 190-pounder. Giving Ron Randleman the running game that he really needed to get this program started. Here's a good look at the fine young coach of Sam Houston State. Moore is at the bottom of your screen as D.G. Jones carries up the gap to the 47-yard line. Greg Price made the tackle.
Faked the toss that time to the tailback, Young, and gave to D.D. Jones up the middle. Good gain on the play.
Third down, 2 yards to go. 4 minutes and 40 seconds left to play in the first quarter. Remember now, Sam Houston 3-0 on the year and 1-0 in the Gulf Star. Nicholls State 1-3, and this is their first Gulf Star Conference game of the year. Dicus under pressure, and he's stacked up. Gary Hotard, the blitzing linebacker, was there, and the Cajuns down here in Bayou Country love that play by the linebacker.
And they got a sack right here. He goes back to pass. The coverage is man-to-man coverage this time. Dicus has nobody to go to. He waits. The coverage takes it away. He's got a good rush, comes out of the pack, and was unable to make a yard as Hotard made the play.
John Myers is into punt. Brian Stropolo is back deep. Myers averaging 36.4 yards per punt coming in. Stropolo in deep trouble inside his 15 and at the 13-yard line. Jenkins made the stop along with Ricky Royal. 3 minutes and 39 seconds are left in the first quarter. We're deadlocked at Nada Senor. Back to Thibodaux, Louisiana, home of the Nicholls State Colonels. So far, we've had an offense from Sam Houston State that netted about 65 yards, 70 yards or so before their drive was stymied. A great goal line stand by the Nicholls State defense. Then Nicholls State promptly went 60 yards downfield before they fumbled the ball away. And really it was a fluke play, really, as Brian Stropolo was trying to gain some more yards. I think he was simply trying to transfer the ball from one hand to the other, and he just lost control.
Just dropped it on the ground, and they recovered.
First down and 10. Keith Menard is at quarterback. And the pitch is to Vital, the running back. Vital has about 4 yards before he stacked up. Bouye, the linebacker, was in to make the stop. Steve Bouye, along with Calvin Oliver.
We saw that Calvin Oliver play before. Awfully good football player, Tim, at that outside linebacker.
There you see the record of Ron Randleman. Coaching at Pittsburgh before coming down to Texas. Knew that the commitment had been made to athletics at Sam Houston State, and it certainly has been made. They're going to build a brand new stadium there pretty soon. Vital has carried 5 times for 13 yards. That's the single setback behind Keith Menard so far. Bouye on the blitz, and a beautiful call by Sonny Jackson counteracting it as Vital carries up to the 20. On what was a 2nd and 8, they pick up about 5. It will be 3rd down and 3 coming up.
Now here they bring the linebackers. It's a great play because drop back pass. Uh-oh, it's a draw play. The defense is full, and it's a good run, a good call by the coaching staff and the quarterback. Well executed draw play.
Coach, fellas upstairs, they're trying to set up that outside sprint out pass, so look for that on this play. They're doing everything up the middle. They feel they can get outside and make the linebacker commit.
3rd down and a long 3 yards to go for Nicholls State. Vital again, the lone setback. And there's the option run by Menard. And he has the 1st down. Well, they certainly went outside, didn't they, Coach?
They sure did, and they had a 2 tight end and a double flanker set up that time. And what they're doing now, they get into that formation. The coaches said they'll audible to go away to the nose guard side with that play.
Menard has completed 57.3% of his passes so far this year. He didn't even begin the season as the starting quarterback. Doug Hudson, who they really believe is a star of the future, a sophomore from Gulf Breeze, Florida. I like that. I'd like to be from Gulf Breeze. Sounds nice anyway. He got the starting nod, but Menard has won the position. But we'll see Hudson because of the platooning system used by Sonny Jackson a little later on. Up the middle goes Oscar Smith to the 29-yard line. Just into the game, Oscar Smith. Carl Willis from Waco, Texas, made the stop. 6 foot, 250-pound junior. Will be in Waco, Texas, a week from Saturday when the Baylor Bears take on Houston, a game you'll see here on the College Sports Network. That same night delay at 10:30 Eastern Standard Time. Your station for sports, all the cable systems carrying the College Sports Network throughout the country. 2nd down and 6. Menard throws. Boy, that was nearly a completion and then nearly an interception. Pat Constantine was the intended receiver. Carl Mims was covering for Sam Houston State. It will be 3rd down and 6 yards coming up.
Tim, what they're trying to do with that shift, as you see, they're shifting the tight end and the flanker back after they set to get the defense set, and then they feel like they're going away from number 27, the strong safety, and going into the weak linebacker.
27, of course, had a couple of interceptions and a fumble recovery 2 weeks ago against Stephen F. Austin. That's Tolly Royal, strong safety from Gainesville. Menard back to pass on 3rd and 6. Nice pass. Good defensive play by Calvin Oliver, defensing Carrier, that he intended receiver. It will be 4th down and a punt formation now coming up for Nicholls State. Menard so far 3 of 4 for 46 yards. David Fuhrer, averaging 36 yards per punt as well, will come in to punt the ball away. Dropping back deep is Willie Lane. Lane had a 30-yard return against Stephen F. Austin 2 weeks ago. Came back with another fine return last week in the win against Southwest Oklahoma for the Bearcats. Fuhrer should get it away at about his 18. Nice punt. Tolly Royal, the up back, calls for the fair catch at the 34-yard line. So once again, Sam Houston with very good field position. We just have 40 seconds remaining in the first quarter. It's been a back-and-forth game offensively, but still no score.
Now, I'll tell you what they've done, Tim. I think they're just trying to fill each other out. They've had some movement. As we saw, Sam Houston went down to the goal line, could not get in, and then Nicholls State brought it out from the goal line and had a march on and fumbled the ball.
Some of the color and pageantry that is Gulf Star Conference football, as you got a good look at the Nicholls State band getting with it. That was a 38-yard punt by Fuhrer. It's an I formation now for Sam Houston State. Lanny Dicus is the quarterback. Scotty is at the bottom of your screen, Moore at the top of your screen. Raymond Young is popped hard. That's Bay Tuggle. Anthony Tuggle, the senior from Baker, Louisiana. And all the pro prospects are taking a good long look at him. He came up to make the stop. A yard loss on the play. 2nd down and 11 coming up.
6'2", 211 pounds, runs a 4.45. All the pro teams are looking at him.
Tuggle was a running back when he was in high school, and coaches were drooling over where to put him. When they got him here at Nicholls, they could have very easily made him a running back. 2nd and 11, a nickel defense now deployed by Nicholls State. And that's the end of the first quarter. Well, we've played 15 minutes in Thibodaux, and down south in the heart of the Bayou country.
The clauses, everybody. Have a chicken McNugget. Don't worry, it's a
State, and nothing for Sam Houston State. We'll return with more Gulf Star action in just a moment. Sam Houston State leads the conference in pass offense, scoring offense, and total offense. They have really been winning big.
Gentlemen, the word around the stands out here is that everybody's going to New Orleans after the ball game, and they're saying, Dick Coury, you're paying for the drinks because you make a heck of a lot more money than they do.
Send them up there.
1st and 10. Lanny Dicus on 2nd and long, I should say, is stacked up behind the line as Sheldon Andrus broke through to make the stop. Big loss as Andrus, who says he categorizes himself as a Gastineau type, made the stop.
Here comes Shelton, and I'll tell you one thing. He comes in there and just fights through everyone, gets a great sack. Now watch this. This is a nice little dance he picked up from Gastineau, too.
They'll do it again for us, I'm sure, a little later on.
He'll get another one.
3rd down, 20 yards to go for Dicus. That's the first sack by either team. Jones has about 7 or 8 of those yards back. Thaddeus Lumar made the stop, and it's punt time for Sam Houston State. Coach, when we came into this ball game, I think both staffs were telling us expect an aerial circus. This has been a very quickly played game for an aerial circus.
It sure has. The Nicholls State staff was interested in stopping the running game and making them throw. They were hoping they could do that.
John Myers will punt it away for Sam Houston State. Brian Strapolo is back deep. Nicholls State should get good field position, and a fair catch is called by Strapolo. He remembers what happened the last time he tried to get away. And a wise maneuver on his part. Nicholls State will start at their own 36-yard line. And we'll see now if we get the gray unit instead of the red unit. Well, we won't. It'll be Menard still at quarterback.
We're going to try and get a look real quick at a new version of sending in plays now for Nicholls State. You see one of the coaches with a blue sleeve, one of the coaches with an orange sleeve. We don't know which one's the live one. We don't know which one's the fake one. They're sending the plays through arm signals. Kind of a unique design here at Nicholls State.
Jordy, hope the quarterback knows which one to look at.
Me too.
1st down, 10. Menard with a pitch to Vital. Vital with good speed. He's decked at the 39, and an incredible stop made by Gary Kimball, the cornerback coming up from the right side. Kimball out of Houston, Texas. One-on-one with Vital in the open field. An auspicious position to be in, and Kimball made good use of it.
Made a good one-on-one open field tackle. That is not easy to do for all you football fans out there and you players. You know how tough that is.
Carrier goes to the top of your screen now. On 2nd down and 7. Lone setback in the backfield is Oscar Smith. The tight end is Harrison. Menard rolls to the weak side, and he found a big opening. It'll be close to a 1st down as Steve Bouye made the stop, and a wise maneuver by Menard here, and he faked almost everyone out.
Goes Menard. He's rolling out to his right. Plenty of running room. Gets around the containment, and away he goes down the sideline. A big run, and he faked the pass all the way. Smart quarterbacking.
Wendell Hosey, the nose tackle, showed great dexterity staying with him. 6 foot, 245 pounder. And Hosey was with him pretty much step for step. First down 10, as they did pick up the first down. Nicholls State operating from their own 46. The blitz was on, and Menard did well just getting it away, and we've got a marker down.
Good pass rush that time, Tim. It caused him to throw early, and he got it deflected. It could have been intercepted. They called pass interference.
Johnny McLeod, the bandit end, so to speak, one of the guys that they just like to maneuver around the defensive perimeter, was the guy that was blitzing. Defensive pass interference, the call. Illegal use of hands against Calvin Oliver of Sam Houston State, and that will be a first down for Nicholls State. They're talking with Menard about the placement of the ball right now, I'm sure. Here's another look, and I think you'll get a good look at exactly how the infraction occurred.
Comes Menard straight back. He's going over to the left to a slot man who is running and out down here. And here the ball is tipped by the pass rush, just goes to the ground, but as you can see, number 84, Calvin Oliver, ran into the receiver. It's definite pass interference.
The mark off, of course, now. Down inside the 45-yard line. So really a net gain of about 5 yards. And it's first down and 10. Nicholls State once again in Sam Houston State territory. Their deepest penetration tonight, the 40-yard line of Sam Houston. That was on the Strapolo fumble. Menard incomplete for Carrier inside the 35. It was Gary Kimball again with the coverage for Sam Houston. Really, you have to be impressed with the secondary of the Bearcats. They really do have 3 or 4 guys that are very active, and as you look at the Nicholls State sidelines, I'm sure they're trying to say to themselves now, who do we throw away from? Because all of them, the corners and the safeties, have been blanketing their receivers.
That time, Tolly Royal came on a safety blitz, and it was one-on-one coverage, but it was very well covered by the defenders.
Second down, 10 yards to go. Menard with a screen, and it's well set up. Beautiful run. Dwayne Brown for the touchdown.
It's a great play, motion man. Watch this play. The quarterback drops back. He's going to screen back to his left. Motion man came back across the backfield, came back across his left. Dwayne Brown, and there is nobody out there. He got a block right down here near the goal line by number 80. Dwayne Harrison makes that key block, and it's a touchdown. Great play. Well executed play. And screen pass for a touchdown.
45 yards the aerial from Menard to Brown. 5 completions so far for Menard for 64 yards. And the Colonels have the early advantage against Sam Houston. We'll be back down in Crawfish Country in just a moment. The Gulf Star scoreboard shows Nicholls up by 7. Guillot, one of the many fine assistant coaches that works for Sonny Jackson. Kenny, a former high school coach in the same district as Jackson a few years ago. And the kick by LeBlanc is taken by Hernandez, and Tony Hernandez is all the way back to the 30-yard line before being stacked up by a horde of Colonels. Leading the way defensively was Taylor Mathern and Darnell Carmouche. And there's Dwayne Brown.
Man, it just made a great run. It was a well-executed play, Tim, for that touchdown.
Dwayne's a happy guy right now. Well, he should be. From Gray, Louisiana, 5'11", 216-pound junior. First down, 10. Lanny Dicus brings up his troops. Stunned by the screen pass that went for 6 for Nicholls State, after really offensively pretty much controlling the ball game in the first quarter. Raymond Young, 2 yards, and that's about it. Thaddeus Lumar and Greg Price both in on the stop. Scoring drive awfully quick for Nicholls State. 5 plays, 64 yards, 37 seconds worth of possession. That should read a minute 37. 45-yard pass to Brown from Menard to make the score 7-0.
Now, Nicholls State has changed their defensive coverage. It's gone to a double zone, so it puts more pressure against the run now.
Remember, it was about a 70-yard drive for Sam Houston State on their opening possession, and then the goal line stand, which right now perhaps is the real reason that Nicholls State has momentum. The handoff to D.D. Jones up to the 40-yard line. Markers are down. Thrown in an area where we could have holding against Sam Houston State.
It's a weak safety blitz. They came with the linebackers in the weak safety, and he ran in there for a pretty good game, but there's a penalty holding.
Well, that'll march them back. Let's talk a little bit about the shifting defenses that we've seen in this game. Now, you've alluded to it a few times. Try to explain for our viewers, if you would, Coach, exactly what you mean by the consistent shifting defenses and offenses in this game.
What Nicholls State has done so far, they start out in a strong zone and played that pretty well in that first drive. Well, they got hurt on the running game. So then they went to a double zone. They could bring their linebackers up tighter to the line of scrimmage and make more pressure on the offensive blockers, and it has helped against the run. And that's what they want to do. Stop the run, force them to pass, and they think they can win the game.
Sonny Jackson intensely watching as his defense now faces a 2nd and 16. Dicus calling signals, sending Scotty in motion to the top of your screen. Dicus airs it out and finds Mike Scotty at the 37-yard line. Errol Prince, the free safety who has been almost everywhere tonight. He's been almost like a water bug along the surface tonight, made the stop.
What they did here, they doubled both outside receivers, and I tell you, Lanny Dicus went to the right man. The one is singled up, hits him right here. It's one-on-one with that one because they're doubling the 2 outside receivers, and Mike Scotty makes another fine catch. He was defended by Carroll Prince on the play, one-on-one.
Pat O'Brien has checked into the game defensively now. Dicus has been perfect. He's throwing a shutout as a pitcher, 4 for 4 for 39 yards. Raymond Young on the counter play down to the 43-yard line. Gain of about 4. Eric Jackson made the stop, and that will be enough for the first down.
It's apparent, gentlemen, that Nicholls State is trying to take away the run from Sam Houston State. They're going to make Dicus stand back there and throw the ball to beat them.
That's exactly right, Jordy. Very excellent. That's what they want to do, and if they can do that, they feel like they've got an excellent chance of winning.
Well, Dicus, although he was picked as the Gulf Star Player of the Week 2 weeks ago, offensively, has had his bad moments. He has been prone to throwing an interception or two in the first 3 games. He had 4 against Stephen F. Austin. Young, and Nicholls State trying to string him out, but Young with simply too much speed. He got it up to midfield before Bay Tuggle made the stop. Pretty good gain, and it will be 2nd down and about 2 yards coming up after that first down run.
And the player that made that goes D.D. Jones. What a great block on the outside there because they had him pinned in the backfield. He made a block and he got outside.
Young has 30 yards so far tonight. Pretty good running attack from Sam Houston so far this evening. I mean, they have been able to find their holes, except inside the Nicholls State 10. Dicus to Moore, mix up that time. Dicus expecting a curl in and Moore the out pattern, and their wires were crossed, and that's the reason for the incompletion. It will be 3rd down and short yardage coming up. Again, Tuggle in there as Ricky Wolf comes into the game, trotting on with a play from Ron Randleman along the sidelines across the way.
Again, a strong safety blitz. He went to the right side, but there was miscommunication between the receiver and quarterback. It was one-on-one coverage, but they expected something he didn't do.
John Myers, flanked to the bottom of your screen. Wolf is in the slot, and it's a slot left on 3rd and short yardage, 3rd and 3. Dicus with some heat gets away, and he's got the first down. Great individual effort by Lanny Dicus. Kenny Miller finally made the tackle, the 6'3", 255-pound junior from Kentwood, Louisiana, but that time Dicus took a hit, but he was very brave, and he made a nice maneuver offensively.
Well, he goes back to throw the football, and again, this is one of those plays where he's rushed. They take the pass away from him, and he has to run. That is a coverage maneuver, and he has to run the ball and does a good job of running. Gets up a little slowly, but he made the first down.
By the way, a reminder, this time next week, here on the Gulf Star Game of the Week, will once again be in Huntsville, Texas. Sam Houston State. We'll see them again. All the people in Huntsville, I'm sure, will be ready for that ball game. Setbacks are split. Jones 4, maybe 5 yards before Lumar made the stop. He's the leading tackler. We're going to call his name a lot tonight. He's a very, very active linebacker for Sonny Jackson's team. Gain of, they'll call it 4, and it will be 2nd down and 6 yards coming up. Jerry Hotar checking out of the game, and once again we may see the nickel defense deployed here, the 5th defensive back, and we do. More of a 5-man front now by Nicholls on 2nd and 6. Dicus, nice pass to Scotty. He's got him right in the middle of that zone. Scotty may have had the first down before he tried to maneuver. Then he may have lost about a yard or so. We do have markers down, so we'll have to check that situation.
There are markers on the field. Let's not forget now that Sam Houston State has a former Gulf Star Conference Player of the Week field goal kicker just about in his range, depending upon this penalty situation. Sam Houston State needs to get some points on the board quickly.
You're right, Jordy. Jeff Jones is a guy that had 4 field goals against Bishop College, netted 16 points, and the following week against Stephen F. Austin, he had 2 more field goals, might have had a 3rd or 4th had it not been for some poor snaps from center. Once again, Nicholls State opting for the nickel defense and the march off against Sam Houston here. And a lengthy march against Sam Houston. We're waiting for an indication. Offensive pass interference. Dual foul there. So they marked off a ton of yardage against Sam Houston.
I thought he was going to walk back to the goal line there, Tim, the way he kept walking.
Sam Houston's been penalized 3 times for 34 yards. About 2/3 of that coming on that 1 infraction. 3rd down, 22 with the ball back at the Bearcat 42-yard line. Dicus throwing long for Wolf. Incomplete. There was incidental contact from Greg Greeley, but both players were going for the ball, so it's an incompletion. And listen to the Nicholls State crowd applaud their defensive forces. 7 minutes and 45 seconds left to play in the first half. 7-0 our score. Nicholls State leading Sam Houston State from Thibodaux, Louisiana. Tim Barando along with Dick Coury and Jordy Hultberg on the College Sports Network, bringing you another fine Gulf Star battle. Myers gets it away at his 33. Beautiful punt. Strapolo will let it bounce inside his 10. And that was a beauty. It'll be a touchback, and 1st and 10 coming up at the 20-yard line now for Nicholls State. Our score 7-0. Nicholls State with the lead right now. They're partying hardy down along the banks of the Mississippi as Nicholls State has a 7-0 lead early. Colonel offense and what is termed the gray unit and the platooning system of Coach Sonny Jackson. Doug Hudson now, sophomore quarterback in the game, anchors that unit. You're looking at the Nicholls State Colonel offense and what is termed the gray unit and the platooning system of Coach Sonny Jackson. Doug Hudson now, sophomore quarterback in the game, anchors that unit and keeps the broadcasters busy, using about 30 players offensively tonight. Vital stays in the game at running back, and look at him go. 1st and 10, and Vital has been a real story in this game so far. He's rushed for better than 40 yards. We're only a quarter deep. Tolly Royal making the stop.
We'll mention his name all night long because he is the only back in the backfield. He has got to carry the ball unless they run the option, maybe the quarterback carrying.
All right, the rest of that offense sees Brent Verswavelt at 1 wide receiver. The other, Strapolo, at the top of your screen. Oscar Smith is in the game. And the handoff goes up the middle again to Vital. Vital for only about a yard that time. Defensively, it was Pete Garner in to make the stop, the inside linebacker. The rest of that defense now for Sam Houston. Hosey, the nose tackle. Carl Willis and Calvin Blair are the tackles. The bandit end is Calvin Oliver. He really is a linebacker of sorts. Theron Harrison, one defensive end. The corner on the right side is Gary Kimball. Clarence DeGreat is the left cornerback. The safety is Frank Fryer. The strong safety, Tully Royal. Hutera and Bouye are the inside linebackers. Hutera now has been replaced by Garner. And there's Oscar Smith on the delay. The 40. Midfield and a first down, Nicholls State. Frank Fryer made the stop. And right now the gray unit having the same success as the red unit here in the second quarter.
Well, they've worked on that draw play. The coaches said they wanted to perfect it, and they worked on it all week, and they think they've got it down, and it has looked good so far.
Let's go down to the sidelines now, and our colleague Jordy Hultberg.
You're watching players execute perfectly picture textbook style of running the clock down. They want to run the clock as far down as they can before the end of the first half. Ball control, ball possession, put some points on the board.
7-0 is our score. Nicholls State with the lead and the football, with the ball squarely on the 50-yard line. Hudson, incomplete. Bouye, guilty of pass interference. Bouye, the linebacker, on Butch Daigle, the junior fullback, 213-pounder. And Bouye, of course, in one-on-one coverage, a little too quick with the defensive play. So it'll be first down and 10 for Nicholls in what is, in essence, a 5-yard penalty. Hudson and Menard have been able to find the secondary and tertiary receivers tonight, Coach.
Sure have, and they're high on Hudson. He's a big kid, 6'3", 200 pounds, only a sophomore, very high on him and his ability.
And the nice thing, and Sonny Jackson is so happy that he's got two guys that like one another, that he can platoon and not have to worry about bruised egos. In the coaching profession, especially at the collegiate level, that's one of the most difficult jobs. Hudson finds his man. A completed pass to Jay Roth. Roth inside the 35 and down to the 33-yard line. Garner made the stop. Interesting story. Keith Menard is going to get married soon, and Jay Roth will be his best man. And Menard will be, I should say Menard's already married. He married last year, and the guy catching the pass here was his best man, Jay Roth.
Ran out of a two tight end double flanker set, faked a toss, came out on a naked bootleg to his left and threw a completed pass. Very good pass.
First down, 10 yards to go. The ball at the 33-yard line. Oscar Smith finding a little more running room here as he freelances inside the 30 to the Sam Houston 28, and markers are down. A lot of linemen were blocking in a lot of different areas and not knowing where Smith was headed.
Tim, they're breaking containment. Don't you feel they're getting outside of the defensive containment rather easily? Here we go again now. He's bringing it to the outside, gets outside around 27, a strong safety, but he makes a good play. Royale comes back. Tully Royale comes back and makes a good play, but he's still running. They get a clip or a holding penalty downfield because he changed the fields, reversed his field so much that the blockers didn't really know where he was.
Yeah, that's really what caused that problem, and it snafu'd what was a fine individual play. Roth is coming back in the game, and he replaces tight end Dwayne Harrison. So Roth will, in essence, be playing that extra wide receiver position, flanked it actually at tight end at the top of your screen. It's a slot left now for Nicholls State. Daigle in motion to the top of your screen, and Hudson will let it fly. Well, he'll not let it fly. He'll fly himself. Inside the 35 to the 33-yard line again. Calvin Oliver there to make the stop. And on 1st and 15, a nice gain. About half of that yardage as you look at the defensive coaches going over the game plan with, I believe that's Hotard, one of the linebackers that they're talking with. Gain of 5, they call it. Second down and 10 yards to go for Nicholls State. The ball at the Sam Houston 33-yard line. Just over 4 minutes to play. Nicholls State Colonels from Thibodaux, Louisiana against Sam Houston State from Huntsville, Texas. Some indecision now in the Nicholls State backfield. Markers fly. As a result, the pass is incomplete.
2 men in motion that time. It's illegal. Both backs in the slot didn't know which one was going in motion. They end up both going in motion. Illegal formation.
Dick and Tim, no matter what happens on this play now with the flags, remember Nicholls State not only has a short field goal kicker, but they have the luxury of having a long field goal kicker. So we're going to see who they're going to bring out if necessary, the long or the short.
Now the long one is LeBlanc, the short one is Sanders, and it'll be interesting to see. You're right. And right now, this game has been beset by penalties, at least in the last 8 or 9 minutes. We were almost penalty-free in the first quarter of the game. 3 minutes and 45 seconds to play, but I think you'd have to say right now it's been in contrast to the what we expected. It's been a very quickly played ball game. A lot of ball control here, as opposed to the big play.
A lot of running, a lot of short passing. And the other thing, Tim, I think is interesting to our fans out there watching, Nicholls State, they will set their tight end and flanker to one side, and then before the snap, shift them to the other side. What they're trying to do is get Tolly Royale set on one side and then bring their strong side away from him and keep him out of the ball game a little bit.
Sonny Jackson wants a timeout, and he's going to take it. Doug Hudson got the indication. And with 2nd down and 15 coming up, they'll discuss the matter. As we look at Sonny Jackson along the sidelines, and you're getting a good look at him right now, interesting story on him. Jackson has a grad assistant by the name of Kalk, who was an All-American at Nicholls State and married his daughter. He has another daughter, Sonny Ray, that will soon marry another member of his team. Troy Bourgeois will soon marry a backup strong safety. Sonny told me the other day on the phone, he said, look, I will not recruit any player to be on my team that I wouldn't allow in my house.
Yes, and Tim, let me say this. If I were a betting man, I'd bet that backup safety, once he's married his daughter, will move up to the first team. If he does
You've never had that happen to you, have you?
Not yet, but I have my son coaching with me, and that's a lot of fun.
All right. One of the real stories in this game has been the running ability of Vital. Lionel Vital has really been one of the big stars of this game. 9 carries, 33 yards as a team. Nicholls State 73 yards rushing, and they only average about 92 yards rushing per ball game. So they've really done it offensively on the ground.
And Oscar Smith has looked good with this gray unit.
He has. The gray unit is the second team of the platoon system that Sonny Jackson has, if you want to call it that. Actually, the depth chart is stacked too deep at almost every position, even though he came into the season with an offensive line that lacked experience. Hudson throws, and Bouye intercepts. Well, I'm sure that's not what Coach Jackson had in mind when he called the timeout. The linebacker Bouye with the interception of a pass intended for tight end Dwayne Harrison. That's the second turnover of the game, and a costly one for Nicholls State.
Now, Tolly Royale's coming on a safety blitz. Here's 27, safety blitz. That puts number 12, Steve Bouye, a linebacker, on man-on-man coverage. Does an excellent job, intercepts the pass.
Now, Bouye is 6'1", 198 pounds, almost like a cornerback as a linebacker when you stop and think about it. He's got the ability to move laterally well.
He was covering their number 1 receiver, too, Tim.
1st and 10 as we go the other way. Dicus to throw, and it's batted down. The linebacker got a hand on it, and a nice defensive play really made by Kirk Turner, and we've got an injured player. Ricky Wolf appears to be in some pain, or I should say Mike Scotty. Scotty coming off with a limp. There's Hudson, Doug Hudson along the sidelines. Getting a friendly pat on the back from some of the coaches saying, hang in there, it'll turn around for you. After throwing the INT. We've got 3 minutes and 34 seconds left. It's been a good ball game to this point.
I think that they've looked much better than the first game we had. I think they've improved a lot. Both teams look good.
They really have. Dicus with a screen pass to D.D. Jones. Dragged down at the 32 by Scott Hildebrand. 6'1", 215-pounder from Marrero, Louisiana, just outside New Orleans.
Excellent play on the screen pass by the linebacker Hildebrand. Now, he was our leading tackler in '83. Here we go. He's going and drops back, and he lets the lineman rush. Now he drops back a little further. Here he dumps off a screen pass out here to D.D. Jones, and watch the play by the linebacker Hildebrand.
Got an injury update, gentlemen. Mike Scotty just has a sprained left ankle. No problem. They're taping up right now. They'll try and get him back in as soon as possible.
We should mention that Sam Houston is lacking a little depth at that position. Kenny Allen's out of the game. He was injured a couple of weeks ago against Stephen F. Austin. There's a fumble by Dicus on the sack. And they'll rule that the pass was incomplete, I think. Perhaps that there was some forward motion in the arm of Dicus. By the arm of Dicus, Sheldon Andrus with the pressure. He gave the heat, and this will be a very close call.
Now, this is what we call a coverage sack. It's double zone and nickel defense. Everyone is covered. No place to go with the football. So he's got to run it, and he tries to throw it there at the end, but he can't throw it. It's tipped up, hit somebody on the helmet and bound. But it's a sack because they were covered.
And a good call by the official. He really did cock the arm and let it fly, and then it promptly hit a Nicholls State helmet. Punt time. Myers has it blocked. It's free, and everyone's going for it, but Nicholls State will have it at the 20-yard line. The guy that got through for Nicholls State, well, there were two of them. Malin Poche was one. Taylor Mathern was another. Robert Williams was another. So there were just a number of them. Now, exactly which one got most of the ball, we'll wait and see here on the replay. But look at Myers now take the heat.
I think, Tim, and like you said, about 20 of them get in there, but number 31, wasn't it?
Darnell Carmouche.
Sure was. And everyone else was with him, but he's the one that made the stop.
Great camera work, guys. Great camera work. And our producer-director tonight, Charlie Hanscom, Johnny on the spot. Well, that one nearly got away from everyone, and Stropolo's on the move. What an ad-lib job by Brian Stropolo down to the 17-yard line. Well, that was a flea flicker that didn't flick.
No, it was a reverse play. They flipped it back to the fullback. He took it outside and handed back to the flanker man, but he never got a handle on the ball and fumbled it all along the line, but picked up a few yards on the play anyway.
Calvin Oliver made the stop. Gain of about 3 after all of this.
Here's the toss, going to the right. Now here comes a flanker back to the left. I think it's number 24, isn't it?
Stropolo.
Yep. Fumbles the ball in there, but catches it again and comes outside, makes a good play of a bad play.
That was Vital that lost the handle. Stropolo came up with it and gained 3 yards. Menard throws up a wounded duck, but fortunately for the Nicholls State contingent, it was out of bounds. He was taking a lot of heat that time from Calvin Blair, the left side tackle, a 6'2", 220-pounder from Dallas, Texas. And so it's now 3rd down and about 7 yards to go for a first down. 2:15 left to play in the quarter. A big series here. Nicholls State has scored 1 touchdown. They've been in position to get a couple of more, but turnovers have hurt them.
You like to get something out of a block kick, no question about it. They like to get some points out of that.
Tim Barando, along with Dick Coury, the New Orleans Breakers head coach and former USFL Coach of the Year. That's a great gain. Nearly enough for the first down by Oscar Smith to about the 12 before being pushed back. Now this will be an interesting call, 4th and short.
Tim, if it's 4th down, they're going to go for the field goal. They're going to send Scott LeBlanc in if it's 4th down.
Fryer made the tackle, Frank Fryer. It will be 4th down and a yard. Menard does not want to see Scott LeBlanc right now, and I believe that Jackson is considering taking a timeout, and he will do that with 1:39 left to play.
What's Sonny doing to him? He told him beforehand if it's 4th down, he's going for the field goal.
1 minute and 38 seconds left to play. So Jordy apparently had heard from Sonny that he would go ahead and kick for 3, but right now they're considering, I think with all the yardage that they picked up on the ground, they think maybe they could get another first down here.
I think that Jordy was right. He was going to go for 3, but with that timeout, he's going to think it over and think he's going to go for the first down, it looks like now.
Nicholls State also has 1 remaining timeout to spend, so they still have an option here. Were it not for that, were it not for the fact that they had 1 timeout remaining, obviously they'd kick for 3 here.
Gentlemen, I think this shows you what Sonny Jackson wants to accomplish in this game. He's 1-3, but really this is the first conference game. He's 0-0. He wants to win this one, and he wants to win it big. That's why he's going for the first down.
Well, just remember, Jordy, if they decide to kick for 3, you've really bombed tonight.
Well, it won't be the first, and I'm sure it will not be the last. Big Coury, don't laugh up there.
Not a bit. I still don't know what they're going to do after listening to you.
They're going for first down.
Okay.
They may bring Hultberg in for a drop kick. 4th down and a yard to go. Big play. Setbacks are split. Dwayne Brown in the game. A slot right formation behind Menard. Look at this pass to Harrison. Dwayne Harrison down to the 2.
Gutsy call, very gutsy call on the part of Nicholls State. In a wing formation, tight wing formation. He fakes the ball into the middle of the line, rolls out to his right, hits number 80. Dwayne Harrison gets it down to the 3-yard line. Great play.
And they mark it at the 3-yard line. Hey, if he does not complete that pass, boy, do the armchair quarterbacks come out in Thibodaux on Friday morning.
I guarantee. I'm glad he did it.
Setbacks are split again, actually with a slot right behind Menard. That's Vital again. Vital does get down to the 2, perhaps the 1.
That's the play they faked him and then threw off the last 4th and 1 situation, so we might see that pass again.
Boyer and Tolly Royal were there to make the stop. 7-0 is our score. Remember, Nicholls State does have 1 timeout remaining. 45 seconds left here in the first half. Thibodaux, Louisiana, home of the Nicholls State Colonels, and a lot of happy folks because their club is up on unbeaten Sam Houston State. There's the pitch to Vital. Touchdown.
It's a strong wing formation to the left with the lead back blocking, and Vital just takes it right on outside of everyone and runs it into the end zone. Touchdown, untouched, going into the end zone out of that strong wing formation.
LeBlanc will try for the extra point.
Big touchdown, 28 seconds to play.
LeBlanc's extra point is good. And with 28 seconds left to play in the first half, Nicholls State on the verge of what could be a big upset in the Gulf Star Conference. Sam Houston State came in with all the billing in the world, a club that had really been down the last few years, but had won their first 3 football games, 2 of them very impressively. Right now, they find themselves down by 10 to Nicholls State. And there's Sonny Jackson in his huddle. The special teams about to make their way out. Boy, they're pumped up right now. You can feel the confidence level for Nicholls State really coming. And take a look at all that.
No wonder they are. Some pretty girls around this place. Never seen so many pretty girls I have since I've been in Louisiana, Tim.
Well, that's why you probably are happy to be out of Boston.
That's right.
Nothing personal. All of our viewers in Boston.
Yes, that's right. You know, Sonny is a real intense coach, isn't he? Really is intense on that sidelines and getting after everybody all the time.
He does. He gets with it. He's a rah-rah guy. He'll be the first to admit it. He was one of those guys that was destined for high school and college coaching. He likes the intensity and he likes being around young people, and he's an optimistic guy.
He's got a nice lead here with 28 seconds to play in this first half.
Odie Harris is back deep. That was number 22 you saw a moment ago, along with Tony Hernandez. And Hernandez gathers it in at his 10, 20, 30, 39-yard line. Carmouche made the stop. Darnell Carmouche, who also was responsible for the blocked punt that led to the touchdown for Nicholls State by Vital, that made our score 14-0.
It's a key 4th down and 1 that kept that drive alive and ended in a touchdown.
What a gutsy call, too. That was just an amazing call under the circumstances by Jackson, opting for the play-action pass. Setbacks are split behind Dicus. Let's see if they are content to let the clock run out here. Nope.
Deep, 3 deep, prevent defense. Just everyone deep. Let them complete them in front of us. Not anything behind.
Moore with the reception to the 40-yard line. That's a player we haven't seen much of tonight. They've pretty much taken Sammy Moore out of the offense as the Nicholls State defense. They've really been able to shut him down pretty well.
I'll tell you one thing they've done is they have pretty good ball control on that last drive of theirs and ate up a lot of that clock.
Kenny Allen, who we mentioned had been injured. There you see 7 plays, 2:04 on the possession. And Nicholls State came up with another touchdown to make it 14-0. There's Kenny Allen, whom we mentioned. And Allen is inbounds at the 20-yard line. The clock ticking down. 6 seconds. Timeout called by Sam Houston. And suddenly, they're in position for a Jeff Jones field goal. Jordy.
No question, a great drive, 2 long passes, and they're definitely in field goal range. You stole my thunder, Tim. You took what I was going to say.
Yes, but you were right a minute ago. They did go for it, made a big play on 4th and 1.
Thank you, Dick. I appreciate it. Coming from you, that means I'm all right.
I'll tell you, they're down there. Will they go for a field goal now because of the time? I guess they will, won't they?
I would imagine so. I would imagine so. Even though there are still 2 timeouts remaining on the Sam Houston side, you got to believe at 6 seconds left, they would have to have one quick play. And I don't believe they could get it off in time. Jones is going to try the field goal here. Now remember, Jones has great length on his kicks. He has been able to boot them through from 20, 30, 40. He even had a 50-yarder against Bishop College.
Remember now, gentlemen, the last time we had Sam Houston State, they always had a bad center to holder exchange. Let's see if they've corrected that. I'm sure they've worked on it hard. Let's see if they can correct that for this field goal attempt.
Beadlow is the center. O'Brien will hold. And the kick from the hash mark to the left of the goalpost will measure 28 yards, and it is perfect. Absolutely perfect, right through the middle of the uprights. And a big, big field goal and a great drive as we end the first half. Our score is now 14-3. Sam Houston State with a beautiful drive, a very quick drive to get 3 points on the scoreboard. But the leading team is Nicholls State, and standing by is their coach, Sonny Jackson, with our Jordy Hultberg.
Thank you, Tim. Let's take away that last drive. First half up to that point in time, you had to be extremely pleased. The block kick, the goal line stand, the screen pass for a touchdown. Thoughts about that?
I thought the turning point was when we had the goal line stand down here. That had to be the turning point. The offense was moving the ball well. Our defense bowed their necks right then, and when we made that stop, then we came out, and I thought we did pretty good. And, of course, the Gray offense came in and moved the ball and scored. So
I thought you showed a lot of confidence in your quarterback. 4th down, inches to go. You call a rollout pass, work to perfection.
Well, he's a senior. We have a lot of confidence in him, and we believe in him, and he did a good job.
Thank you, Coach. Good luck. Go back to you at halftime. Back to you, fellas.
All right, Jordy, thank you. Again, our score at halftime, 14-3. Nicholls State with the lead. Tim Barando along with Dick Coury and Jordy Hultberg. And we have some exciting interviews coming your way here at halftime. Halftime activities are forthcoming here along the College Sports Network. Our All-Star scoreboard shows Nicholls State Colonel Band, and they're about 60-plus strong, putting on quite a halftime show. Tim Barando along with Dick Coury, Jordy Hultberg, and we'll be visiting with Jordy, and he'll be visiting with some of the dignitaries that are with Nicholls State University and many, many others. Right now, though, let's go ahead and take a good long listen and look at the Nicholls State Colonel Band and Major X. hope you enjoyed the Nicholls State Colonel Marching Band there, and a marvelous job done there for the home folks. Speaking of the home folks, I think Jordy Hultberg is standing by some of the dignitaries that are a part of the home folks down here in Thibodaux, Louisiana, that make Nicholls State University the fine institution that it is. Let's go down now to our colleague, Jordy Hultberg. Jordy?
Tim, you're absolutely correct. You can't get much more dignified than the dignitary I have here with me, the president of Nicholls State University, Dr. Donahue. And Doctor, it's a pleasure to be here.
Well, it's a pleasure to have you all here. We're really excited about this game. We feel that Nicholls State University is a great regional university. We're anxious to make it a better regional university. Faculty is one of the finest in the South, and we're very proud of that.
Well, you're now the treasurer, am I correct, of the Gulf Star Conference.
Yes, I am.
Now, how do you mix running a school with handling all that money?
Very easily. I think they integrate very easily.
Okay. Looks like your football program has really turned things around. Has one of the highest grade point averages for student athletes of university I've seen around the country. Are you proud of that fact, and what do you attribute to that fact?
Well, that's part of our philosophy. We feel that, of course, our mission is educating these young people. They've been cared to us. We certainly want them to enjoy the sport of football, but also we want them to leave Nicholls State University with a fine education.
I've asked a lot of presidents this. I know you have short and long-term goals. You've been here now since 1983. What are your short-term goals in a nutshell, and where do you see Nicholls State 10 years down the road?
I see Nicholls State as a great regional university, and I think that's our mission. It's been well defined, I think, by our people. Our people are responding well. The communities have been very cooperative, and I think if we can establish a fine, well-balanced program between both the academic area and the athletic area, that's what our long-term goals are really going to be.
It sounds like a man that knows where he's coming from. Not only is he a president of a university and a fine university in Nicholls State, he's also the treasurer of the Gulf Star Conference, and I think he's done a heck of a job. And thank you for being with us here at halftime.
Thank you very much. It's been our pleasure. Thank you, Don.
Back to you, gentlemen, up in the...
All right, Jordy, thank you. Well, so far in this ball game, Dick, Coury, we have seen really what we did not anticipate. We did not anticipate that a running back would be the game star. In my mind, Vital has been the game star. He's rushed for well over 45 yards in the ball game, amassed 1/3 of the Nicholls State offense. And I don't believe we anticipated seeing a game played this quickly. And a methodical offense from Coach Randleman, a ball control offense, which worked until he got the ball inside the Nicholls State 10-yard line.
I tell you, Tim, we've talked about it up here during the halftime break. I think that Ron's going to come out and play a little differently this second half, throw the ball a little bit more. I've been impressed with Nicholls State's game preparation. We talked with the coaches prior to the game, and their offensive coach, Don Schwab, told me they were going to come out and line up strong to left or right and then shift the tight end and wing back to the opposite side. Now, what they're trying to do in doing that is to get the strong safety, who has had some great games at strong safety in Tolly Royale, away from the play. Line him up to the left, then shift those two people over, and he stays over there, and they're going against 84, who's not used to playing on the tight end and used to playing on the open side. I think it's been a big play for them. They're going to two tight ends and double flankers, and then audibly in their plays, running up the middle, and the draw that they put in and worked on this week has been very effective.
Well, I'm going to see if I can take what you just said and remember it as we start the third quarter, all right? Our score at halftime, 14-3. Nicholls State with a great game plan, and in so doing, an 11-point lead is the result. Jordy Hultberg will return with the fine athletic director of Nicholls State when we return.
Located in the heart of Bayou Country is a growing institution of 7,500 students located in Thibodaux, Louisiana. Nicholls is a leader in petroleum engineering and marine biology research, and under the progressive leadership of its president, Dr. Donald Io, constantly striving to meet the ever-expanding educational needs of South Central Louisiana. Nicholls State University, on the move.
All right, everyone, this is Tim Barando along with Dick Coury. Don't worry about rolling down your sleeves now. You got them rolled up, Coach.
I'm rolling them up, getting ready for this second half.
Let's talk a little bit now about what you expect Ron Randleman to do as we begin the second half of play. Do you think he's going to wing it now?
I think, Tim, he's going to come out and throw the football a little bit more. They have taken away the running game. That's what Nicholls State wanted to do, so maybe they're going to play into his hand, but I think Ron's got to come out and throw the football.
All right, let's go down to the sidelines now. Our colleague Jordy Hultberg is standing by with an athletic director that he probably has a lot in common with, I'm sure, because he used to be a basketball coach. Don Landry with the basketball phenom Jordy Hultberg from the great LSU era, now along the sidelines for the Gold Star Conference Game of the Week. Jordy?
Dick Coury, take that, all right? I'm here with the former hoops man, all right? How you doing, Coach? I still call you Coach.
Well, once you're a coach, I don't think you ever lose that, and people still call me that. I've been called worse. That's not too bad.
I'll tell you what, let me brag a little bit about you, all right? You are one of the founding athletic directors for a university that you've done so much to stimulate athletics, academics, fan support, alumni support. I really admire you.
Well, you did that pretty good, Joe. No, well, thank you. That's the compliment. And tell you, I have done a lot of things, I guess, that are a little different. But one of the things I'm most proud of is getting involved in the starting of this Gulf Star Conference. We think it's one of the great things to happen to us as a school. We're awful proud of it. And just the enthusiasm that you see here tonight with the crowd and everybody wearing red and proud to be on TV, proud to be playing a conference game. That's one of the things I guess I'm most proud of.
Now, I don't know whether you people across the land know this, but he is regarded as the father of the Gold Star Conference. Now explain that now. Come on, he's not that old now. Come on.
Well, that's a flattering title that a few people have said, but all that meant is that somebody had to get it started. I guess, first of all, you have to have a need. We at Nicholls needed a need to get in a conference. So did these other 5 schools. Then somebody had to get the idea started, and I guess I was probably called that because I approached some of the other ADs and said, look, are you interested in a conference? And it all fit into play. With 3 Louisiana schools, Southwest Texas, Bill Miller approached me, said they were ready. Then it was just a matter of picking up Stephen F. Austin and Sam Houston, and on and on. It took a lot of work. It was a long time before we got started, probably a year and a half in making. And that's how it all came about. But a lot of people involved. It's certainly not me.
Well, I think you know everybody needs someone to get the ball rolling, and I'm sure that you were the one that did that. Nicholls State now, you've got a beautiful football facility, one of the finest press boxes I've seen around the country. And you've got other plans, don't you, for more expansion around the university?
Right. We have good facilities, but, you know, you're never quite satisfied, and we want to upgrade several areas. We have a great baseball program year in and year out. We hope to add lifestyle baseball fields, one priority. We need a new field house, a Coliseum type, all-purpose type building, and we have the land for it. It's an expensive building, so it may take us a while before we get it. But that's needed. We hope to do that. We hope to upgrade our tennis facilities, and on and on. You know, when you get one facility, you're ready to upgrade another one. And we hope that with this conference, hopefully one day we can enlarge this fine football stadium that we have.
I'll tell you what now, you recruited me when I was back bouncing that little round ball. I knew you were aggressive, determined, motivating guy back in the coaching days. Now that you've got all these teams to kind of head up, are you the same way? Have you mellowed a little bit? Are you tougher, or what's the deal?
Well, one, I always regret we didn't recruit you, but second, I just love all sports like I believe you do. That's why you're doing this, and I'm proud of all of them, and we just try to be fair with all of our sports.
Well, Don Landry, athletic director, father of the Gulf Star Conference. He does so much. It's an honor to be here with him. Thank you so much, and best of luck throughout the year and the years to come.
Well, thank you very much. We're proud to have y'all here with us.
Thank you. Back to you, gentlemen.
All
up
right.
in the booth.
All right, Jordy, and thank you, Don Landry. You know, if we don't watch out, these two guys may have a basketball exhibition for us at the 50-yard line. We'll return with more from Thibodaux, Louisiana, where Nicholls State leads Sam Houston from Huntsville, Texas, by 11. Well, this is like the Roaring 20s. Look at this.
I like it.
That's right.
Beautiful scenery down here.
There's the Sam Houston State Bearcats. They're about to make their way back out onto the playing field, trailing by 14-3. There you see our first half statistics, and it really bears out the score, Dick Coury. First downs, Nicholls State owning it, 11-4, yards rushing, 84-68. Vital has really been the guy that's gotten the job done that route for Sonny Jackson. Yards passing, 112-90. Total yards, 196 for Nicholls State, 158 for Sam Houston State. So they have had a rather productive first half to have only logged 3 points. Turnovers, Nicholls State has committed 2. That really cost them. They could be up perhaps by a much larger margin had it not been for those miscues.
Yeah, and I think Sonny Jackson, when he talked at halftime, that goal line stand down there took a lot out of him, and it was a key play that early in the game.
Jeff Jones will kick off. There you see Mike Gautreau along the sidelines, one of the reserve linemen. He really sort of plays both nose tackle and a defensive end, so he's able to do really a couple of things and give the offense, the defensive front line, a few blows.
Tim, we drafted John Meads out of here last year, linebacker, went to Houston in the NFL, but we had high hopes for him, and I tell you, he's a good football player, and it shows the coaching they've had.
Well, Nicholls State has produced some great players. Gary Barbaro, who's an all-pro with the Kansas City Chiefs, now playing for the New Jersey Generals of the USFL. They also had a fine wide receiver, didn't they?
Well, Walker was injured in an accident up there at Cleveland, but I think he's going to come back this week, and Cleveland waived Brown, another receiver, to make room for him, so I think they're ready Walker to come back.
Yeah, Walker, one of the many fine wide receivers coming out of Nicholls State University. Skilled positions, that's where you find them down at this 1AA level, and you normally find them in Louisiana and Texas and Florida. Now the kickoff is received and returned by Greg Greeley. We have markers down as Nicholls State has the ball at about their 23-yard line. And I believe we'll have a re-kick here.
Looks like they were offsides. They lined up and ran down and crossed the line before he kicked. They're going to kick it over.
Sam Houston State will have to kick over. Sonny Jackson will exercise his option now and make them kick the ball over again. Eric Burse was down to make the stop. But it will not be charted in the defensive statistics because they'll have to do it again. This game, as we mentioned, in sharp contrast to what we expected. And I believe we'll see maybe Nicholls State try that methodical running game again in the third quarter to preserve an 11-point lead, although they have been a big play team in the past. I just have a feeling that with the success they've had with running the football tonight, they may continue that.
Well, they had planned, in talking with the coaches, Tim, before as we did, they had planned to try and run the football as much as they can, and then a short passing game to try and keep the ball away from Sam Houston at the same time, get some points on the board, and they've done a good job of it.
Well, their wide receiver Carrier, who had been their big play man, the fastest player on the team offensively, had been out, and so they had been missing the big play so far this year. Their passing game had been the quick ins and outs, so to speak. And with that in mind, their running game working. Why try Carrier when you're up by 11 points?
I agree. And so does Sonny, which is more important.
And they'll have to do it again. Markers fly as Jones kicks it out of bounds. This has got to be a first. This has got to be a first for a prolific kicker like Jones. He kicked that one out of bounds, and wisely, Kevin Smoot let it go out of bounds. And so they'll back up again. Kick it from the 30-yard line. Let's go down to Jordy Hultberg. Jordy?
Thank you, Tim. We've got a dignitary here, Bobby Hebert Sr. Now, in case you don't know a football quarterback's name, you got a junior that does pretty well for the Michigan Panthers.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. He's his second year he played last year.
Did you happen to make it down to the USFL championship game?
In Denver, yes, sir. the whole family, we went up there, 28 of us, and my old mother, she paid everybody's airline ticket over there.
Now, what's a guy from down south going all the way up to Michigan to play? Dick Coury says he wants your son to play for the Breakers. What do you think about that?
Well, if they
Good question.
We don't always have a choice as to where we want to go play at, but things may happen, you never can tell.
I also know you got another son that's a quarterback playing for Nicholls State. What is this about quarterbacks in your family?
I guess it's just something that you kind of brought up with, you know.
Okay, thank you. Thank you very much. Enjoy seeing you. Back to you, gentlemen.
And the kick returned by Brent Verzijveld up to the 25-yard line. Markers down again, so it's the third time we've seen that and in as many plays. I think the point that Mr. Hebert was trying to make was if you guys pay, his son will play.
Listen, if we could get his son, we'd pay. I'll tell you, he's a fine quarterback. Last year he was bothered with a knee injury and broken bone, but he's a fine quarterback. Fine young man also.
14-3 is our score. Nicholls State with the lead, and they're going to be penalized here. I believe it was blocking below the waist or a clip, one or the other. Menard trotting onto the field now. And so after all of that, after all of those kicks going out of bounds, Nicholls State begins at their 12-yard line. Now that's really got to bring out the gray hairs on Sonny Jackson.
Guarantee you, and that was a fine kick. It took it down to about the 2-yard line. He kicked from his own 30. That is a long kick.
That tells you something about Jones. We knew it was unusual for him to kick him out of bounds like that, and then he got mad at the football and then buried it all the way down to the goal line.
Here's that shift, Tim. See the tight end and the flanker go over. The fans can see that. Now they're going to run away from 27. See him coming to this side.
With Vital. Vital with 10 yards, with 15 yards. Spinning and breaking and has a first down to the 33. The tight end Harrison and the flanker Stropolo lining up on a strong side, and then Vital following with a pulling guard.
Here it is. They shift from the right to the left, and now they come to the left, and they're going against Calvin Oliver instead of Tolly Royale. That's the game plan. It's worked to perfection on that play, and the fans got a good chance of seeing it right here, and a great run by Vital. Here it is again. They shift over. Shift from left to right, Tim.
Lionel Vital having quite a night. Now they fake, come the opposite way. Beautiful call, and it's another first down. Up to midfield, and Dwayne Harrison gathers it in. Boy, Menard and Sonny Jackson and the offensive brain trust really picking apart the Sam Houston defensive perimeter now. Tolly Royal made the stop.
They faked the play, they ran, and now he becomes bootlegging, rolling out, and he hits the receiver right there in the middle of the defense on the left side. That's Dwayne Harrison. Makes a good play, and again the shift did it.
They mark the ball at the 48-yard line. First down, 10. Nicholls State threatening again. Menard to Vital, and he's got room. He's into Sam Houston territory and down at the 39-yard line. Frank Fryer made the stop, the 6'2", 195-pound free safety.
Tim, they call him a slashing running back. He's perfected that Tony Dorsett spin. He looks just like TD for the Dallas Cowboys.
Sonny Jackson, who celebrated his birthday this week, going for his first win at the age of 46. Now, Sonny's going to see a replay of this, and he's going to say, well, you didn't have to say that, guys. She could have said it was my birthday, but maybe not how old I was.
He looks a lot younger than that, too. This game will keep him younger if he keeps that score up.
And the play calling where he's at it the last last couple of series. Brown in motion, and that's Oscar Smith. Boy, they are finding the holes. They are really crossing up the Sam Houston defense. The ball at the 26-yard line, 1st and 10, Nicholls State.
Here it is again. I'm impressed with this running back, Oscar Smith. I like his quickness. There he fakes the toss and comes right back up the middle and just squirts right through, and he gives a limp leg, makes a great run. He's a quick little back, Tim.
Ball at the 26-yard line.
Here's the shift again. Take a look at it, fans. Right to left.
Stropolo at the bottom of your screen. Slot left, Brown in the slot. Oscar Smith, the 15-yard line. Close again to another first down. Gary Kimball made the stop, and right now, Nicholls State just picking and choosing their spot.
Shift the tight end and wing back from the right to the left side, and they come back to the left side with the ball, going away from Royale again and going to the weak side of Oliver. Good game plan by Don Schwab, the offensive coordinator, along with Sonny.
Menard so far 8 for 14 for 139 yards.
Tim, this could be the Wally Pip Lou Gehrig story. Smith is in there. He won't let the other running back get in.
Well, Vital, when he's been in, has been awfully successful. So Smith now getting his chance, and another 5-yard gain. Markers down. He's just shy of the 10-yard line. Calvin Oliver made the stop. Now, you mentioned they're running to Calvin Oliver. Now, many fans would wonder, why run to Calvin Oliver? He's such a good linebacker. He's such a good bandit end.
Well, what they're doing, though, Tim, is taking him out of being a bandit end and making him play on the tight end. And they don't want to do that defensively. They like for him to play in the open space because he plays better, and they like Royale on the tight end. And Nicholls State won't let him play that way. And that's been a good game plan for him.
A march off against Nicholls State, the infraction holding. That will set them back. And it will be first down. And 20 yards to go with the ball at the 26 of Sam Houston State. Well, this is a series right now, and Menard recognizes that. There's a little mix-up now in the offensive thinking. He's going to call a timeout because if Nicholls State should get in for 6 now, they would really have total control of the throttle of this ball game. Our score with 11:59 remaining in the third quarter. Nicholls State, the Colonels marching 14-3 over Sam Houston. Back to action, and Lionel Vital carries inside the 20-yard line down to the 19. Steve Bouye made the stop. Linebacker who has an interception on the evening. One name that we haven't called a great deal tonight has been Carl Willis. 6 foot, 250-pound junior who was giving great pressure a couple of weeks ago to Todd Whitten, the Stephen F. Austin quarterback.
And they felt like he was one of their top prospects. And coming into the game, Nicholls State felt like they had to control that front four because that's the strength of the defense.
Well, Mitch Rodriguez and George Scott have been obviously doing a fairly decent job.
Watch the offensive line. They've been blowing Sam Houston State off the line by 5 yards every play.
Comments coming from Jordy Hultberg. He's down amongst all that head knocking along the sideline. 2nd and 13. Menard to Strapolo. First down goal. Ball at the 2-yard line, and watch this pass and watch this catch.
This is a great pass. Drops back. Comes back to his left on a slant-in pass. One-on-one coverage. He puts it where no one else can get it except the receiver, and it's a great pass and catch. Gary Kimball in on the play and on the tackle, but they're down to the 2-yard line.
There's Don Schwab, one of the assistants, the offensive brain trust of Nicholls State, largely responsible for this game plan that's obviously been working. Schwab, one of the assistants, the offensive brain trust of Nicholls State, largely responsible for this game plan that's obviously been working. 1st and goal, Lionel Vital. Boy, the going is tough for both teams inside the opposition's 5-yard line, isn't it? Wendell Hosey with the stop.
It's that same formation, 2 tight ends, a wing back to the right, half back to the right, fullback in a fullback position, and going off the strong side.
There's Brian Strapolo, who came up with that great catch a few moments ago. He really is the best receiver they have in as much as the type of routes that he'll run, sure hands, that kind of thing. Very consistent receiver for Nicholls State. 2nd down goal, power eye setup. Menard on the sneak. No indication as yet from the line judge or the referee.
Don't think he got across. The ball has to cross the plane of the goal line. I don't think it did.
Steve Bouye anchored the defensive charge. Menard trying to use some of that good Louisiana politics he was taught a few years ago to try to convince the referee he had in fact gotten into the end zone. That was not the case. This is election week around the state of Louisiana, so he was exercising his political rights as quarterback. 3rd and goal, ball at the 1. Nice charge so far defensively by Sam Houston.
Nice play.
Boy, Vital is buried, and again Bouye was the linebacker responsible for the stop back at the 2. So now Sam Houston State has denied Nicholls State of the end zone, and in effect has really kept themselves in the ball game. They've really kept themselves in with this play. Now, some of the fans don't like the decision by Sonny Jackson in going for 3 here, but I mean, when you're down this close, this early in the third quarter, I figure you have to get some points.
Well, I think it's the only thing to do. That still puts you, if you make it, you're 2 touchdowns ahead again. That was a great play there, Tim, as you pointed out by the linebacker, Steve Bouye.
The ball is placed down at the 7. Relative chip shot from the 17-yard line. The kick is up and good. The Nicholls State offense has been exploding just like the cannon you heard just moments ago, as with 8 minutes and 47 seconds, the Cajuns from the swampland of the state of Louisiana have gathered in a 14-point lead, 17-3.
Good long time-consuming drive again, Tim. 6 minutes, what, 13 seconds, something like that. Jordy, help me out on my math. 6 minute, 13-second drive.
That's right, 11 plays, 87 yards. Only picks up 3, but took a lot of time off the scoreboard, and when you're up by 2 touchdowns, you're interested in seeing long, methodical drives, aren't you?
and ending with a score like they did, 3 points, and it's still 2 touchdowns.
All right, Jordy Hultberg, what did you see on that last drive?
Well, Menard took it on a quarterback sneak. That was an audible on his own part. They've been discussing the play on the sidelines. They wanted to go wide outside. Menard had enough confidence, thought he could make it on his own. This turned around the game in the first half for Nicholls State on a goal line stand. Let's see if Sam Houston State can get back in the ballgame. Back to you for the kickoff.
LeBlanc with a lot of toe in that one. That's Odie Harris up to the 20-yard line. First down, 10 yards to go. The ball at the 20. Michael Dugan made the stop for Nicholls State on the special team.
It'll be interesting to see now what Ron's adjustment was at halftime here with his offense, to see if he is going to throw more like we anticipate.
Remember now, though, they did pick up a lot of yards on the ground themselves in the first half. They just simply could not cash in. He looks at a 3-man line, setbacks out of an I formation. 17-3 our score. Gulf Star Conference football on the College Sports Network. Moore on the crossing pattern, fumbles the ball. It's loose.
Weak safety blitz that time. He ran a slant to the split receiver. Good call.
And they rule him down at the 28-yard line. So, no fumble and a healthy gain of about 8 yards. Second down and 2.
I think Dicus read the safety blitz there coming from weak side and ran a slant pass to that side.
The official says the turf cannot cause a fumble. Therefore, the ball is dead, and it's still in possession of Sam Houston State.
Second down, 2 yards to go. The ball at the 28. Dicus given some pressure. Lets it fly for Moore. Nice defensive work by Greeley. Greg Greeley, the cornerback from Bogalusa, Louisiana, covering Moore. Step for step, he was right there with him, but Dicus threw that one in duress.
And Greeley has 18 interceptions in his career, Tim. That's a lot of interceptions.
Yeah, he's already the career leader.
Coach Coury, I'd like for you to watch Dicus on his footwork. It seems to me he's throwing off his back foot. He's not stepping in and going toward the receiver. Tell me if I'm wrong or not, please.
8 for 13 is Dicus for 92 yards. Ricky Wolf in the game at the bottom of your screen on a 3rd and 2 situation, and they're throwing for it. The pass for Myers and a great catch. What a catch by John Myers. The punter and backup split end.
And Jordy did throw off his back foot here. He's going back and throwing a little bit off balance, but he gets that ball in. It's a nice catch. He's falling just a little off balance with his foot instead of stepping into it. Nice catch by number 2 on that play for a big gainer for him. That's their punter, John Myers, as you mentioned, Tim.
When you've got an arm like Dicus, at times you can afford to throw off your back foot.
Strong safety, faking a blitz.
First down, 10. 7 minutes and 30 seconds to play in the 3rd quarter. Raymond Young is dumped. Craig Price, 5'11", 238-pounder from right here in Thibodaux, gave one for the home folks to see that time. He really spilled Young in his tracks. It'll be second down and 10 yards to go after no gain.
I think Coach Ron Randleman has changed his thinking in the second half. He's passed almost every down except one now.
Something that Coach Jackson is very proud of. His total team has a grade point average of 2.55. He feels he's got some smart players, both defensively and offensively, especially in that secondary. The pass for O'Brien incomplete.
Proud of everyone that time. All the linebackers, all the defensive linemen, straight man-to-man defense. He was rushed, had to throw in a hurry. Got the nickel defense in, Tim.
If you think I'm going to interrupt that cheerleading, you're out of your mind.
You're just watching it.
Third down and 10 yards to go. The ball at the 45. Dicus will put it up. What a catch by Kenny Allen. Inside the 40 at the 35. Thaddeus Lumar and Greg Greeley were with him in double coverage, and Kenny Allen coming off an injury with a great reception there.
Now here he goes back against the nickel defense. They got 5 defensive backs. That makes it a nickel defense. They're double covering him. He puts it right inside of the single covered guy, and Kenny Allen makes a fine catch. That's a great pass, too.
Remember, Sam Houston, 3-0 on the season. 2 of their wins, blowouts. Nicholls State beaten convincingly by Troy State, the nation's #1 Division I AA team, 26-7, and then losing close ones to Northeast Louisiana and McNeese State. Dicus is caught on the option. Actually, he ran out of being in deep trouble back in that pocket more than anything, and he only gained a yard or 2.
They had a missed assignment there. It looked like that he was looking for the running back come up and take the ball. Nicholls State went their double zone that time, Tim.
There's Ron Randleman you saw on the headsets there moments ago. And he's got to feel pretty good right now. His team's driving with 6 minutes to play. 2nd down and 8 situation, and only down by 2 touchdowns. Raymond Young, the lone setback. He gets the call, and he is stopped in a hurry. Boy, that was a great defensive charge coming from the linebacker that time, Lumar, and the nose tackle, Greg Price.
They just have stopped the run. They went to a strong zone, just a 3-deep zone, and they put all the pressure up front and stopped the running game cold on that down.
Darrell Nevis, a sophomore from Houma, Louisiana, checking into the game now as a lineman. Coming out of the ball game is Kenny Miller. And Nevis at one of the tackle positions now on a 3rd and 7. Pat O'Brien, the converted quarterback at tight end, is in motion. And Dicus will air it out. O'Brien, the intended receiver, the ball just beyond his grasp. And it was Jerry Hotard, the linebacker, that was isolated with him there defensively. And it's time once again for Jeff Jones, perhaps the field goal kicker. And this will be a field goal try of almost 50 yards, or certainly very close to that.
A long field goal, and he had pressure up the middle last time he made the field goal. So we'll see how he does this time.
5 minutes and 15 seconds are left to play in the 3rd quarter. The Gulf Star Conference in its inaugural year is on the College Sports Network, where you'll see over 120 football games, and many of them live all season long. A 50-yard try out of the hold of O'Brien. No good. He was on target, but just short of the uprights. It fell about a foot or so shy. Our score still, Nicholls State 17, Sam Houston State 3. Tim Barando along with Dick Coury and Jordy Hultberg for this Gulf Star Conference battle. You see Sonny Jackson there, his team up by 14. Let's go down now to Jordy Hultberg.
Thank you, Tim. You know, they call every sport a game of inches. That field goal, seriously, was missed by 3.5 inches right there. Game of inches. Is that why you have gray hair, Coach Coury?
Let me tell you something. That was 5 inches, and we had it spotted up here. You can ask
Wait
Tim
a
when we
minute.
finish.
Come on now. Give me a break. 3.5. I'll stake my reputation.
That was great.
on
It was very close.
I tell you, that was a very, very close call for Jeff Jones. Vital is trapped behind the line of scrimmage, a loss of about a yard, a loss of a yard because Pete Garner was there, the linebacker, to make the stop.
Now, Tim, that points out what we were just saying, because they did not shift the defensive, the tight end and offensive wing back, and went to that side, and they have it covered pretty well.
Say hi, Dick.
Hi, Dick.
We'd like to welcome all of you here. It's a real pleasure to have Coach Coury, the USFL Coach of the Year in 1983, as our expert analyst, and he'll be with us again next week from Huntsville, Texas, when Sam Houston State gets at it again. Menard under pressure. He's looking and finding a receiver in Dwayne Brown, and he threw into double coverage, and there's a marker down in an area where we could have holding. Nicholls State linemen don't look too pleased at this point, and they'll march backwards, it seems. This is an obvious opportunity for Sonny Jackson's offense to get it rolling, and Sonny Jackson has not seen it roll in the first couple of plays here, and he is awfully intense along those sidelines. He has not liked, has not enjoyed the last couple of plays. Penalty was declined. Brings up 3rd and 11. That's an interesting call by the Sam Houston State defense.
Must have been a 5-yard penalty.
Right. Obviously. For that option now, we have to consider that from time to time. Ron Randleman has got to be thinking turnover here. A quick turnover could really put his team in the catbird seat. Menard back to throw it again. Ample time, but now the pocket does break down. Johnny McLeod made the tackle. The defensive end broke through. That time he simply couldn't find a receiver. Excellent work by that secondary that we've mentioned so many times has done a great job for Sam Houston State the first 3 weeks of the season.
Again, let's look at it here. We've called before, and the fans will know this sack is a result of excellent downfield coverage by the secondary. You read about those defensive linemen, they're great pressure, but it takes coverage for some sacks. That was an example.
Fuhrer will punt, David Fuhrer. One boot tonight. Was over 34 yards. Gets it away from his 20. And that one was up in the stratosphere before Willie Lane called for the fair catch at the 32. So it's first down, 10 yards to go. Sam Houston State from their 32-yard line with 3.5 minutes to play in the ball game as Lane trots off of the field. They haven't been able to spring him tonight. The Nicholls State punts have been up in the air with great hang time, and that will take away a lot of your offense sometimes.
Tim, I would think this would be a key drive for them. I think they like to get down and get 3 or 7 points just to get a little confidence going.
Think those Cajuns are happy to be on TV tonight? 17-3 is our score. A flea flicker with Myers, a converted quarterback, coming the opposite way. Nicholls State read it and blanketed it defensively.
They read it very well, but they were in a good defense. They had the rolled up corner to each side, and they ran a reverse over there. Here we go. He's coming out. Quarterback's going to come out. Tosses the ball to his right side. Now the reverse coming back to the left side with a converted quarterback, as you mentioned, number 2, John Myers, but they played it real well on defense.
Second down, 13 yards to go. Ricky Wolf is the split in coming to the bottom of your screen. And it's a slot left with Myers in the slot. Back in the pocket is Dicus, and there is Pat O'Brien, the tight end, for the first down. He's up to the 47-yard line.
Nickel coverage. Someone blew the coverage because that tight end is wide open here. They're supposed to be man-to-man on every receiver with 2 free safeties, but no one is on the tight end, Pat O'Brien, right there. See him is wide open, completed pass. Someone blew the coverage in the secondary.
Greg Greeley finally made the tackle for Nicholls State. We have 2.5 minutes to play. Sam Houston with a touchdown could make this one a horse race, and they are certainly capable.
There's that 2-deep zone defense that they like to play.
Back goes Dicus. Throws for his secondary receiver, Young, and it nearly wound up in the hands of Jerry Hotard, and it had 6 written all over it. Penalty markers are down in the Sam Houston backfield, but it appears that Nicholls State will be guilty of a face mask violation here, or a personal foul. Yes, a face mask violation is the call, and that will be a big break for the Bearcats and put them in Nicholls State territory. Dicus so far tonight, 11 of 19 for 145 yards.
We liked him the first time we saw him, and I think he's a good quarterback. He's had some good experience in junior college transfer and is doing real well this year.
Well, you take Dicus away from this club. If you were to take this quarterback from Sam Houston State, they would be certainly an inferior team. There's not much question about that. They need that guy at the control.
He runs their offense and does an excellent job of it.
There again is a look at Sonny Jackson. We told you a few moments ago he was concerned, and you could see it there along the sidelines. You can just feel that perhaps an emotional swing of momentum about to take place here.
Blitz lining up here. Here he comes.
There's Young. Raymond Young inside the 35 to about the 33-yard line. Jerry Hotard, the linebacker, again there to make the stop.
They brought the strong safety again on the blitz that time. and they went to the weak side. They went to the right side that time, away from the safety blitz.
Second down, 5 yards to go. John Myers, the split end. Sammy Moore, the flanker, at the top of your screen as you get a good sideline look from the eyes of Jordy Hultberg and his camera. D.D. Jones up the gap for a couple of yards. Greg Price, Kenny Miller, Thaddeus Lumar all in among the pile there. Jones primarily a blocking back, but has had his moments that we've seen here on the College Sports Network.
A good runner, but an excellent blocker, as you mentioned. He's an excellent blocker.
And he's been able to spring young a few times. Kenny Allen back in the game as you look from the end zone. Back goes Dicus. He's chunking it for Allen, and he's got him.
Jeez, he's a good receiver.
Inside the 20 at the 18. Now, remember, this is a guy that was hampered with an injury. Didn't play at all last week. Didn't even make the trip. And now suddenly in the game in the second half, and he's really made some great catches.
Now, fans, watch this. It's one-on-one. Everybody is rushing. 7 men rushing, 4 men playing pass defense, man-to-man. Great inside move by Allen, and a good pass and a good catch. One-on-one coverage, a good route, and a good catch.
45 seconds left to play in the third quarter. Sam Houston State with a nice drive here. They're mixing up the plays well. There's another example as Raymond Young takes it. The safety valve inside the 10 to about the 7. Bay Tuggle made the stop for Nicholls State.
Tim, a score here, and it's going to be a fine fourth quarter.
Here's another look at Raymond Young, and again, they're mixing up the plays so well here.
Excellent fake. Fakes to the fullback, and Young goes right out into the flat, sucks up the backer, and a nice little short pass. Good gain. Good call. Dicus is throwing the ball well this quarter.
Ball is on the 7-yard line now. 37 seconds left to play in the third quarter. 17-3 our score. Nicholls State with a 14-point bulge. They're at home here in Thibodaux.
Here comes everyone again.
Young, a nice block from Jones. They're stringing it out. Marker's down, and Young is down at the 5.
They have a clip here. It'd be too bad if that's what it is for Sam Houston.
We've got an injured Colonel, Kenny Miller, down on the field as well. He is laying sprawled out at about the 10-yard line. Some trainers making their way out now. The infraction apparently against Sam Houston State. And that will move them back. But the break in the action due to the injury right there.
It's too bad. If it was at a penalty, it'll take them back 15 yards if that's what they called.
Kenny Miller, 6'3", 255-pounder out of Kentwood, Louisiana, a guy that has really been a stronghold in the defensive front wall for Nicholls State the first 3 weeks of the season. Sonny Jackson told me, while we have time to talk about it, I can relate this to the viewers, that with the 3 games that they played against formidable foes, he was sort of surprised he had not had more injuries because they had all been hard-hitting games. And then I related to him, well, had you been at Sam Houston for that game between Nicholls State, between Sam Houston and Stephen F. Austin, you'd have figured the same thing. There was a lot of hard hitting in that ball game, and only Kenny Allen was injured in that ball game.
That was a hard-hitting football game. A lot of rivalry there, as we mentioned. A lot of intense hitting in that game, and I just think that this game is the same thing. This is an impressive conference. I think it's a good league, good football.
Jordy Hultberg will get the word in just a few moments on Miller. Sam Houston State has been penalized 7 times for 64 yards. Now it's first down and goal with the ball at the 21 after that mark-off. Jones on the draw play. Gain of about 8 to about the 13-yard line of Nicholls State, where it will be second down and goal. Scott Hildebrand made the stop.
I like that call, Tim. That's a nice call by the coaching staff over there, and Ron Randleman and the quarterback.
And that does it for the third quarter, with Dick Coury, the USFL Coach of the Year in 1983 with the New Orleans Breakers. This is Tim Barando and Jordy Hultberg along the sidelines. And as we head for quarter number 4, it's prime time and Nicholls State's time. They're up by 14. The injured colonel of Nicholls State, Jordy Hultberg, is down on the sidelines. I'm sure he'll get some word as to the extent of that injury. And once he has it, he'll pass it along to us. Our score as we approach the fourth quarter is 17-3. Critical series here, Nick, because it's 2nd and 13. Sam Houston, you got to figure, has to go for the touchdown on this possession.
Got to get a score here to get in the ball game.
Jones is the single setback on 2nd and goal. The ball at the 13. Dicus for O'Brien, incomplete. Couple of guys, Greeley and Hildebrand, both had opportunities for the interception, and even Errol Prince. Prince, the free safety, almost got a hand on it as well. So really that one escaped an interception 3 times.
Man-to-man coverage with a free safety, and I tell you, that would have been a miracle to get that one in there.
Joe Saunier now coming into the game, replacing Errol Prince. Saunier, the pre-law major, 3-point plus student. The brain trust of the perimeter right now for Sonny Jackson's club. Dicus on 3rd and 13. For Allen, incomplete. Saunier made the hit, and the ball popped free, and once again, they dodge a bullet as far as an interception is concerned. And Jeff Jones will again come on and try for 3. Well, with the score 17-3, 14 minutes plus left to play, that's having confidence in your defense at this juncture.
Well, they got to get some points up there, even 6 points. Then you make 8, that makes it 14, and a field goal would still give you 17. That's what their thinking is.
Well, that penalty down inside the 5-yard line on the play that Miller was injured really cost Sam Houston State on that drive after a very methodical 65-yard jaunt downfield.
Those penalties kill you anywhere, but inside that 10-yard line, 20-yard line is really terrible.
A field goal by Jones is good. Sam Houston State has once again etched 3 more points on the scoreboard, and they trail by 11 here in Thibodaux, Louisiana. Still plenty of time remains here along the College Sports Network, and Nicholls State is up 17-6.
Knee brace on his left leg. He twisted it. Thanks to that brace, nothing tore, nothing popped. So we think at preliminary prospect right now, it's a twisted left knee. He's up and walking on it, so it can't be that serious.
Well, that's good news, no question about it. The kickoff return is made by Brent Verzweivelt. Verzweivelt is up to about the 17-yard line before being dropped. Larry Schenkel there to make the stop.
Jordy, if you get a chance, take a camera over there and get a picture of that knee brace, because I think it's interesting to the fans watching and parents in particular. We use those knee braces, and they save a lot of knees. If you get a shot later of it, will you?
First down, 10 yards to go with the score 17-6. And here's that shift that we've been talking about all night long with Brown and Harrison, the fullback and tight end, shifting from one side to the other. Vital gets the ball, and look at him go. Boy, he has been a real tough find for the Sam Houston State defense. He got that time 3 yards where there was nothing. And it's 2nd and 7. Jordy?
We can get this man out the way. You can just see barely his left knee brace. That's the reason why he's up walking around right now. And for you parents out there with youngsters playing, these things are so vitally important because there is a lot of contact. And thanks to that, with the new innovations in football, it just saved that man from a serious injury.
That's an excellent picture, Jordy. Thank you. Parents will appreciate that.
Vital has carried the ball 19 times for 69 yards. He carried the Mayo last time. It's 2nd down and 7 yards to go. And the pass for Strapolo is incomplete. They'll rule that he trapped it. You saw the drive accumulation on the graphic just a moment ago, right before we got a look at the brace on Kenny Miller. And you could see that, again, Sam Houston State has had all night long the ability to move the football between the 20s against Nicholls State. It's been inside the 10-yard line or inside the 20 where they've really had difficulty.
Yeah, they've been down there enough to be in this football game, and they're still not out of it. There's a lot of time left, but they've got to get some touchdowns instead of those 3-pointers.
3rd down, 7 yards to go. Carrier back in the game and flanked to the top of your screen.
2 tight ends, double flanker it is.
With Oscar Smith, the lone setback. 4-man line from Sam Houston State. Menard will let it go, and it's complete, incomplete. Boy, Harrison had it, and he was on his way. And then he got popped by Tolly Royal, and the ball popped free. And it's 4th down, and again, Sam Houston will have an opportunity, and probably with good field position. And again, that's why you see that Ron Randleman chose to go for 3 points, realizing that his defense could certainly get the job done, and they did there.
They sure did, and that was man-to-man on all receivers with 2 free safeties. It's a tough pass defense, excellent pass defense, and they really knocked the ball loose.
A little extracurricular activity taking place in the grandstand here, causing some of the attention to fray from the field. And the punt is away by Fura. A nice punt. And again, Willie Lane forced to call for the fair catch. But with the ball at his own 48-yard line, Sam Houston State likely, or more than likely, will put the ball up again and in a place where they could certainly feel comfortable in doing so.
Excellent field position here on about the 48-yard line. They need a touchdown, Tim, and they're right back in the thick of it.
32-yard punt by Fura, but no return. And with Willie Lane back there, that's almost as good as a 40-yard punt or a 45-yard punt, because you're going to have that ball returned on you most of the time.
Coach Coury, is this a do-or-die situation now? We're coming down to cases. Coach, think they've got to get something on the board now?
I feel they've got to get a touchdown, Tim. No more field goals.
Okay.
Setbacks out of an I formation.
Look out.
Dicus' pass incomplete, and that was Greeley that broke it up.
That's a dangerous pass out in the flat with that close and tight coverage like that. It almost went back the other way for a touchdown for Nicholls State.
And it's second down and 10 yards to go. Well, Sam Houston had some success with that pattern, although a dangerous pattern, against Stephen F. Austin 2 weeks ago. Kenny Allen back in the game, the receiver at the bottom portion of the screen, and he is the intended receiver here, and he is interfered with by Bay Tuggle. Boy, you could see Kenny Allen was there. He was wide open. Tuggle was struggling to get in defensive position, and the interference call will result in an excellent call. And Kenny Allen, again, that speed has put him in the position to be a target of an interference play defensively.
Well, I know that Ron's glad to see him in there because he was not scheduled to play tonight due to that injury. That was a strong zone, Tim, and they threw into that strong zone, but they just expected Kenny Allen to outrun the corner, and he did get behind him. Ball was a little short. He came back, and a defender ran into him.
Coach Coury, that's a good point. He was short because once again he threw from his back foot leaning away from the line of scrimmage. If he would have gone into the line of scrimmage and thrown toward his receiver, I think he'd have put more zip on the ball and gotten it to him for 6.
No question, and at the same time, that thing being short, I think, caused the interference because the defender did not see it. But you're right, Jordy. It's throwing it back off of the back foot.
So there is good and bad and everything, right?
That's right.
Well, the good part for Nicholls State is the new rule, which says it's only a mark-off from the line of scrimmage rather than from the point of the infraction. Otherwise, Sam Houston would be inside the Colonel 10. First and 10 with the ball at the 37. Dicus throws for Allen again, and it's incomplete. That time, Greeley was giving coverage. Also in the ball game, split in Keith Willis checking into the game. Willis and Myers and Moore, along with Allen, 4 guys. Actually, they've used 5 receivers when you count Ricky Wolf. And they have really used those split ends and flankers a great deal. They've got a lot of depth at that spot.
And they miss Scotty. He's a good receiver.
They really do, and he checked out of the game in the first half. Dicus 13 for 25 tonight. For 168 yards, he's looking for more, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Kurt Turner. Turner back up to the 37-yard line. The 6'1", 217-pounder from Zachary got that one, and let's take another look.
This is one that Dicus would like to have back. He's throwing into a strong zone. The linebackers get a good deep drop, and he throws it to the linebacker. It's an excellent reception, but it's right to the linebacker, Tim. He had no chance to do anything except catch it. It was a 3-deep zone. He threw it to the linebacker.
He was also a fullback in high school.
He runs
Turner.
like it.
Yeah, and you could tell. First and 10 with the ball at the 37-yard line of Nicholls State. Dwayne Brown in motion, and Oscar Smith will follow. He's up to the 43-yard line before Bouye and Fryer and Tolly Royal tripped him up.
Again, I like Scott. I think he's a quick little running back. He's only a junior, 5'9", 200-pounder, but he is a quick little guy.
Oscar Smith been able to get away from a lot of people tonight. He and Lionel Vital and Oscar Smith will actually line up as fullbacks. They don't run like them. They've really been tailbacks tonight. The fullback has been utilized as a decoy in that shifting offensive scheme. Strapolo in motion, and there goes Smith again. And he has the first down to the 48-yard line. Bouye and Royal and Calvin Blair in on the tackle. First down 10, Nicholls State. The clock shows 12:26 to play, and the Colonels have an 11-point lead. Smith has carried for 62 yards tonight on 7 carries. Not a bad night at all. Now, this is a team that averaged 92 yards as a team coming into this ball game. They have tripled that between Smith and Vital tonight. And Smith once again carries the mail on the eye pitch, and he's up to the 45-yard line, or down to the 45 of Sam Houston before Pete Garner made the stop.
Let's take a look at this now. They're coming out of the single back, tossing it out back to Smith again. Oscar Smith, he makes a nice cut right there. Almost stopped dead and made a cut right up inside of the defensive linebacker and end, and a good gain. He's a real good running back.
There you see the Nicholls State sidelines. They're enjoying it right now. And for good reason. They're up by 11 points, 11:30 to play. There's the fake of the toss sweep, and Menard in some trouble. Gets it away to Smith. He's decked in a hurry by Tolly Royal at the 42-yard line. They got it back to beyond the line of scrimmage and almost close enough for a first down. Yes, they do indicate that they did pick it up. And a great ad-lib job by Menard. And Smith had to really take a blow to hang on to it.
They faked that little toss, came out kind of on a bootleg as he got rushed and hit the receiver. Oscar Smith made a nice reception.
That's Ron Brown, one of the assistants in charge of the running backs, the backs coach. He, too, was a high school coach up in Baton Rouge. Sonny Jackson really took all the high school coaches from Baton Rouge, Louisiana, where he had been a coach when he became the head coach here, as his assistant staff. Well, that was a dangerous throw intended for Brown, Dwayne Brown. And Bouye nearly came up with the interception.
It's a screen pass, and Bouye read it very well and almost had an interception, as you mentioned.
Second down and 10 yards to go.
You know, Keith Menard was only 500 yards shy of his school record when he came in the game. I don't know how many he's thrown for tonight. Probably 150 or 200. I don't know, but he's getting close to that and should maybe set that record, Tim, before the end of the season.
Well, they've had a wide open attack since Sonny Jackson came to town. This has got to be a great place for a quarterback to go to school. Smith, the lone setback again on 2nd and 10. 10:52 to play. Nicholls State leading 17-6. Here on the College Sports Network, we're happy you joined us for it. Menard runs out of the pocket, and look at him go. First down at the 17-yard line, and Keith Menard with another big play. Carl Mims made the stop for Sam Houston State.
All right, drops back. Now the coverage here takes the pass away, but he runs straight up the middle, almost like a quarterback draw. It was not a quarterback draw, but that's what it looked like, and makes an excellent run. Nobody there. Everyone's defending the receivers, and gets a good play down the 18-yard line.
A 24-yard gain by Menard, and it couldn't have come at a more opportune time for Nicholls State. Smith gets away from one would-be tackler, and he's cracked down at the 18-yard line. Frank Fryer got a piece of him. The first to hit him was Bouye, and Kimball, though. Kimball, I think, the cornerback, was the first to get to him. Not much of a gain at all that time.
That quick pitch to the strong side that's been very effective for him, the tight end and wing back side. It's been effective all night.
There's the master teacher, Sonny Jackson, along the sidelines, taking a good long look at the activity and passing along his offensive knowledge to his backup unit as action continues here. 2nd and 10. Brown in motion. 4 receivers are out. There's Harrison, the tight end. Wayne Harrison down to the 6-yard line, and Pete Garner made the stop for Sam Houston.
Take a look at it. This is a good receiver, Dwayne Harrison, their leading receiver. Man-to-man defense. He's on a linebacker. Got to beat the linebacker, and he does it. He beats number 51, the linebacker, Garner, and makes a good reception, takes it to the 6 or 7 yard line.
Well, they've had about no less than 4 receivers out on every pattern in this series, haven't they?
Tim Harrison's so big. He's 6'5". He's got a 5-inch differentiation. He's such a big target. They're looking for him every time now.
Lone setback now on a 1st and goal at the 7 is Oscar Smith, and he carries the mail down to the 3. Odie Harris and Carl Willis and Johnny McLeod in on the pile. McLeod out of Diboll, Texas. Willis from Waco. And they gave a piece of Texas to Smith.
Touchdown here would be devastating for the visitors. If they get in here, Nicholls State looks like they're in command.
8 minutes, 49 seconds left. 1 setback. Again, that's Smith. Strapola at the bottom of your screen. A long cadence, and Smith carries. Touchdown.
Right up over the top, hand off, and he jumps over the top. Here it is, a handoff, reverse pivot, hands off, right up over the top of the pile. Oscar Smith, watch him come down the end zone with a football, just over the end line. Good picture.
And no backache for Oscar Smith.
That's right.
That's the amazing part.
When you score a touchdown, though, it just feels too good to have anything hurt.
8 plays, 53 yards. It took 4 minutes and 36 seconds off the clock, and Nicholls State has claimed themselves an 18-point lead over favored Sam Houston State. Our score, 24-6, and the Colonels are the commanders right now in this Gulf Star battle in Thibodaux. Are they happy in the Bayou country?
They are very happy, and they have a right to be there. Going to be 1-0 instead of 2-3.
Hernandez fumbled the ball inside his 5. He's in deep trouble. He is bottomed out at the 13. Oscar Smith with the 2-yard run, as we mentioned. A long 8-play drive that amassed 4 minutes and 56 seconds. Melvin Lewis made the stop for Nicholls State down there. And right now, Sam Houston State, obviously they gotta wing it. They gotta come up with a quick touchdown with 8 minutes and 28 seconds left. Go for 2 every time and probably throw out all the stops at this point offensively.
Game plan is out the window, Tim, right now.
Well, Dicus certainly has the arm. I would imagine we'll see the ball put up in the air a few times the rest of the way. Dicus looking and finding John Myers on the fly. Up to the 40. He's at midfield. He stepped out of bounds back at the 47-yard line of Sam Houston State. Well, they have the skilled people. They've been able to move the ball all night long, except when they've had the ball inside the Nicholls State 10. So this is a team that certainly has the capability of hanging in there, at least at this point.
They've scored a lot of points in their games this season, and they've had opportunities tonight to score. They just haven't been able to take advantage of it. That was a nice pass. It was against the double zone. They rolled up to that side, and they hit him between the safety and the corner.
Ricky Wolf is in the game, flanked at the top of your screen. Sammy Moore, at the bottom of your screen. Dicus finding D.D. Jones. That's his safety valve. He's up to the 50-yard line. Nice open field tackle that time by Troy Bourgeois, the soon-to-be son-in-law of Sonny Jackson. He must be a nice guy. And how he can put up with the ribbing he must take from his co-players, we'll never know.
That's right.
Let's go down to Jordy Hultberg.
Tim, what's all this you're talking about? A Texas school coming to Louisiana and beating these Cajuns. All I know is that cannon they got in the end zone, they had to send off for more ammo than scoring so many points.
Shot that thing off a lot tonight.
They really have. Kenny Allen, the intended receiver there, and he came up a little bit gimpy that time. He's really not himself, and that's a shame for the Sam Houston forces. He's already made a number of great plays offensively tonight, but you can see now that he is just not himself, and he's coming out of the ball game now as he's replaced by Moore and John Myers.
He's a gutsy kid. He's playing hurt. He wants to help his team. He's trying as best he can. He's made some big plays.
Third down, 7 yards to go. Sam Houston State just shy of midfield. Dicus with time. Intercepted by Greeley. Greg Greeley back to the 48-yard line and markers fly. Should be a face mask violation perhaps, or perhaps a clip, one of the two.
Tim, he now has 20 interceptions. That's 2 tonight, and he had 18 coming in. A lot of interceptions for a college kid. Here it is. Now, he shouldn't have thrown this football. It's a man-to-man underneath and a free safety, and he's trying to throw a slant in. He throws it right into the safety. I'm sure that Lanny'd like to have this pass back right into the safety there, a double coverage. Here's the interception. Great run back, too. Now, it's 20 interceptions in his career. That could be a record of some kind, I think.
Well, it's a school record. He has the career all-time record. There you see the infraction there. D.D. Jones with a face mask. And also, we had a clip. That was one infraction that perhaps was not seen. It was a clip that was called, and they bring it back to the 30-yard line. They obviously missed that face mask violation. It had to be one of the two. And they did find the clip. Hudson in the game now on the handoff. Going up the middle to the running back. That was Kevin Smoot carrying the ball. There's Greeley, Greg Greeley.
He deserves to be in that limelight with those interceptions.
Well, he has had only 2 this year. Now, that 20 on a career, and Greeley as a senior, that means in 3 years he had 18. That's pretty good.
They're darn right, and he's had 2 this year in this game, so he may get a few more before this year's over, and I don't know, but to me, there aren't many guys that intercept that many balls in a career.
There was a holding violation on that last play, which sets Nicholls State back even farther. First down, 20 yards to go. The ball at their own 21-yard line. Smoot is the lone setback. So a 4-man line from Sam Houston State. Smoot will carry it, and he's beyond the 20 to the 25. Smoot from New Orleans, Louisiana, 156-pound sophomore. Johnny McLeod made the stop.
Single back draw play. One back in the backfield. Quarterback takes the ball back. Hudson hands it off on a delay on a draw play.
This is primarily the red team. We saw them on one series in the first half, and Menard was moving the team so well. Sonny Jackson did say because of the competition and the fact that it was a conference game, which team moved the ball or moved the chains the most would stay in for the better part of this ball game. That's been the situation here. Hudson on the draw play to Smoot, and he is going to gain about 5 yards here in a play that could have drawn nothing. Nice running by Smoot, and Pete Garner made the stop for Sam Houston State. It will be 3rd and 11 as we take the look.
Now, this should have been a loss on the play. Here's a missed tackle coming. Right there's a missed tackle and a good run. He spins off, and here we got another missed tackle by Steve Bouye, and he makes a good run out of it.
Well, you get away from Bouye, you're doing some good running.
That's right. He's had a good game tonight.
He really has. 3rd down, 11 yards to go. Robert Williams is the flanker going to the top of your screen. Brent Verswyvelt is in the ball game as well. The pitch goes to Smoot, and he's racked up by Garner at the 32. And it will be punt time for Nicholls State. And that will bring on David Fuhrer, who's been averaging right at 33 to 34 yards per punt tonight. He has not been called upon that many times. This is just his 3rd punt. Willie Lane dropping back deep. They have not been able to find any room for Willie Lane tonight. And Lane was a key cog in spearheading a great deal of momentum as a special teamer 2 weeks ago against the Lumberjacks of Stephen F. Austin.
Some great returns the last time we saw him play.
There you saw the numbers. 3 punts actually for 36 yards plus. So our apologies to David. He's had a better night than we figured. Beautiful punt nice there. Kick. Boy, he really uncorked that one, and Lane gathers it in at his 18, and he's in deep trouble. Deep, deep trouble. The first to get to him was Dwight Hill. There were many more that followed in red jerseys. Let's go down to the sidelines and Jordy Hultberg.
Okay, we've got a Nicholls State fan here who says he's better than you, Tim Barando. We're going to give him a chance now to call a play, and we may even let you do a little color commentating now, Tim, just to show you how difficult it is. It's all yours, a chance of a lifetime. It's your mic. I'm getting out of here.
Yeah, Nicholls State is ahead 24-6, 4:41 left in the fourth quarter. The ball is on the 17-yard line. The quarterback goes back. He looks, and it's complete to number 21. He breaks a tackle and moves on up to about the 35-yard line.
Well, Tim, what do you think?
Well, give him a headset. Get him up here. Let's go have some chicken.
Tim says, give you a headset, get up here, give your name and where you're from to all our viewers all over the country.
Fantastic. My name is Nicky Carrier, and I'm from Napoleonville, Louisiana, which is about approximately, say, 15 miles north of Thibodaux.
All right, thank you. There you have it, Tim. Look out. You may have some competition.
Boy, the home of many great play-by-play announcers around the country, Napoleonville, Louisiana. Some of my best friends in the business are from Napoleonville. Dicus' pass is incomplete along the sidelines. Contrary to Mr. Carrier, the ball was at the 30, although he had a poor angle rather than the 35. Although it was for a first down. It's second down and 10 yards coming up. Now, where would you get that? Only on the College Sports Network.
That's right.
You betcha.
I like it.
You
betcha.
betcha.
Pick a fan out of there. Jordy, you're doing a good job down there.
Nothing ventured, nothing gained. 24-6 is our score. Just better than 4 minutes to play. Tim Barando along with Dick Coury, Jordy Hultberg, and a lot of other fans providing all of the play-by-play action for you tonight. Oh, Dicus is decked, and they'll rule him down before the fumble. And boy, he was really leveled by Darrell Nevis.
Watch
a sophomore
this
from Homa. He really paralyzed Dicus here.
Coming to the left of the quarterback is blind side. Dicus does not see him, and he's not blocked by anyone, and he just about takes his arm right off right there. Shoulder, head right into the quarterback. I'm glad to see Dicus get up after that hit.
It was so fast, it looked as if it had been a fumble, but it really was, and it passed incompletion. His arm was cocked and was headed forward. Third down, 10. Dicus to throw under great pressure. Sammy Moore's got it. Moore came back to the ball beautifully there while being covered by Bay Tuggle, a highly talented cornerback, the senior from Baton Rouge, actually Baker, Louisiana. First and 10 for Sam Houston State. They keep the football here. That's got to be good news for Coach Ron Randleman.
Tim, the other good news is to see a kid like Dicus, after the hit he just took, go right back and drop back and throw under an extreme rush again and complete the pass. Takes a lot of courage standing there and throw like that.
Sammy Moore, the split end at the bottom of your screen. First and 10 with the ball at the 45. Dicus looking for more on the fly pattern. He is out of bounds, and it was almost completed. Tuggle with a great defensive play. He was in great position there.
Perfect position. The ball was thrown. You have to pass every down. That's tough for any team because they just bend their ears. They play a 3-deep zone or 2-deep, whatever they want. They know you're going to throw because you got to get back in the game, and it's almost too late to do it.
Now the vital statistics are 3 minutes, 46 seconds left. 24-6 is our score. Don't forget, we'll be with you again next week in Huntsville, Texas, home of the same Bearcats. Bearcats with a K, I might add. Yours truly, along with Dick Coury and Jordy Hultberg, will be there for all the fun and excitement of Gulf Star Conference football. Now that's the flare pattern to Vernon Fulbright, and Fulbright is inside the 40 to the 39. Markers fly and probably be holding or perhaps a clip against Sam Houston State here. They'll call it back.
Boy, that was a late flag. That flag was thrown after the ball's downfield. Here's a replay. Throw a little screen out to his right. Well set up. And the rotation was back the other way, so it made the screen even more effective. Good run. Cuts across the field. Too bad they've got to bring that play back. That was well-executed screen pass.
The guard, Glenn McFarland, was the guilty party that time. He was upset over the call.
Tim, we have a great visitor up here in the booth with us, Paul Manasseh, our fine publicity director, and a good friend of yours, I know.
Yes, we go back a long, long time. Of course, I don't know too many people that don't go back a long, long time with Paul.
I hope I can say that someday. He's an excellent man. He's been a good friend of mine since we've been down here and knows everybody, and has just been a big help to our breaker organization.
Well, I can't imagine being surrounded by such quality. I mean, an all SEC academic down on the sidelines, a USFL Coach of the Year, as a color analyst and sports information director back at LSU, who was voted in the top 5 back in the 1970s. We've got a marker down. Ball being moved down to the 38-yard line.
Oh, disregard the flag.
Well, you said it was a late flag. Apparently it was
flag.
It was not only a late flag, but a fraudulent flag.
Unintentional. God, I like to see those when I'm on the right side of that coaching position down there.
18 of 36 is Dicus for a couple of interceptions. Willie Lane is checked into the game now for Sam Houston State.
Sonny's having it explained to him right here, Tim. The official is trying to explain it, but Sonny will have none of that. He won't understand it, I guarantee you.
I would imagine not, even though he's up by 18 points.
Ron Randleman understands it, though, very well.
Have you ever been, as a coach, victimized by what they term inadvertent flag, inadvertent marker, inadvertent? Have you ever had that happen to you?
I've always felt every flag was inadvertent when it went against my team.
Keith Willis will go flank to the top of your screen. Dicus with 2 setbacks sends Willie Lane to the bottom of your screen. And on 1st and 10, he has plenty of time. He finds Lane inside the 25, and Lane works his way down to the 20-yard line. Just a number of defenders hanging on. Thaddeus Lumar was one. Cornell Flugents was another.
Strong zone coverage. And Dicus bought some time by scrambling a little bit, found the receiver, threw a nice pass, nice catch.
Just over 3 minutes to play. 24-6 is our score. Dicus throws for Moore. Moore actually fell down, got back up, got to the football, and made the catch inside the 10-yard line right in front of Bay Tuggle. Let's go down now, downstairs to Jordy Hultberg.
Thank you, Tim. Keith Menard is finished for the evening. He hasn't done anything to really hurt his statistics. He's 10 for 17 for close to 160 yards. Now Hudson will come in the game, I'm sure, to try and run the clock out from here. Back to you, gentlemen.
All right. Setback split again. Good drive here by Sam Houston State, taking what's given them by the Nicholls State defense. That time they were given a little more than they wanted, and look at the dance. There is Sheldon Andrus with his second juke to juke of the night.
Now, if we can see this replay, here it comes. Here comes Shelton on the rush. Gets in, makes a sack. Let's see if we can see his dance. That's prettier than a sack here. I don't know why the NFL cut all these things out. Here his dance is. The fans like those once in a while.
Shake it to the right and shake it to the left.
Sure.
Shake it with all your might.
That's right. Here he comes again.
Dicus under pressure and dropped. And another dance. This one coming from Darrell Nevis. More high fives than at a Dale Carnegie course.
And I'll tell you, you just can't blame anyone offensively on the line because they just bend their ears and come. They know you're going to throw, and it's tough to protect them.
Well, up until that point, things have been going pretty much Sam Houston's way, but this has been the case all night. Get the ball inside the 10-yard line, and you got trouble against this determined Nicholls State defense. 3rd down, 27 yards to go with the ball at the 27. Dicus wings it. Incomplete, intended for Allen again. I'm just amazed that Kenny Allen's in the ball game here. Here he is, one of your most talented receivers. Came into the game injured, didn't play the first half, as you see one of the many beauties along the bayou here this evening. And here he is, 4th quarter, game's out of hand, and he's still trying to catch passes for you.
Yeah, I'd try and maybe keep him out the rest of the night now because they've got some more games to play. And this is their first defeat of the season, so they can't be too downhearted. They go back and regroup. They're 1-1 in the league after this game, and Nicholls State is 1-0.
Don't forget, in this league, Southwest Texas, which came into the season as the preseason favorite, they've had some success already this year. Sam Houston, Stephen F. Austin, Nicholls State, Northwestern State of Louisiana, as well as Southeastern Louisiana University. And on 4th down, the pass is incomplete, and the ball will be turned over. And there's one of the younger colonels here tonight.
They've got some young kids in here tonight, and a lot of the fans that have been here very patiently, Tim, are starting to kind of mosey out here, aren't they?
First national television appearance for Nicholls State University, and Their players, as well as fans and coaches, were all looking forward to it with great anticipation. And they can leave John L. Guidry Stadium a happy group tonight.
Denzel Cox, their defensive coordinator, just came down from the press box. Very happy man. It was nice to talk with us today and visit on the game plan.
Minute 24 remaining.
It's a new running back in the game.
And a nice run indeed. Bresky on the carry. He got about 3 or 4 yards on the play. It will be second down and 6 yards to go for the Nicholls State Colonels. Doug Hudson is your quarterback. With 1 minute and 7 seconds left to play. The ball is at the 25-yard line now. And the Colonels are hanging on to an 18-point lead. This game really sort of got out of hand early in the third quarter when Sam Houston State was held, had to go for 3, and then Nicholls State came right back downfield and got the touchdown.
Absolutely, because they were back in the thing at that time. But again, go back to Coach Sonny talking before the half with Jordy. They had that goal line stand, which is a big play. They've dominated the game, to be honest with you. Their defense has played well. Their offense has played well. And I'll tell you, they have played, Sam Houston has moved the ball, but not inside the 20. Menard has had an excellent game again, and coming off the Player of the Week a week ago, has done another good job for him.
There's a good look at Keith Menard. That's what it's all about, isn't it?
It sure is. Those kids are happy. They are 1-0, Tim. They're not that 1-3 team that started this game.
Kevin Smoot back in at the lone setback. Robert Wesby checking out. Smoot has it up to about the 30-yard line. Just over a minute to play. Calvin Oliver and Steve Bouye were in on the stop. We may have some time to talk with Sonny Jackson, a star player or two, after this ball game is over. I'm sure we'll have an opportunity to chat with the head coach, Sonny Jackson, and a couple of star players, perhaps Menard, after this game is over. Well, Dick, now as we go down the Gulf Star season, we look now at Doug Hudson talking with Don Schwab and some of the other offensive brain trusts on the Sonny Jackson staff. You've seen now 2 games in this league. We'll see a third next week. I'd like to get your impressions of the quality and the caliber of play with this new conference, 1AA league.
I really believe it's going to be a good conference. I think the Louisiana schools are excellent football schools. The coaching staffs do an excellent job. A lot of good football players in this state. And I think it's going to be an addition. It's going to be a good addition. The football here is good. The football in Texas is good. I think it's a great league.
If you're wondering why they came up with the name Gulf Star, there was a Gulf States League in Louisiana and a Lone Star League in Texas. They combined the two and came up with the Gulf Stars. Smoot carries. Beyond the 35, beyond the 40 to the 45. Kevin Smoot has been pretty slick as well. There are not too many running backs that have been in the ball game for Nicholls State that have not had a good night. Frank Fryer made the stop.
They've all carried the ball well, which means that their offensive line is blocking pretty well. So if you see that happening with your running backs, you know your offensive line. Here's a pitch out. Toss. Just going out to the left, gets around the perimeter there. Good blocking on the outside, a good cut and a good run. But that line's blocking very well, and so are the wingback people.
29 seconds are left to play in the game. Hudson, the handoff to Wesby. Stop for no gain.
2 tight ends, double flanker, and going right up the middle with the football. That might be the last play.
Yes, it will be. And a happy contingent. The Nicholls State Colonels come up with the win. They're second of the year. They're 2-3 overall, but more importantly, 1-0 in the Gulf Star Conference. Sam Houston with its first defeat. They're 3-1 on the campaign and 1-1 in Gulf Star Conference play. And are they happy with their television debut at the network level here in Thibodaux, Louisiana?
It's exciting to be on TV. I know as a coach and as a player, you get your team on national TV, that's got to be real exciting. And to win your first league game is exciting.
Sonny Jackson will be talking with him. We'll also be talking with a star player or two. All of that when we return. Our final score from John L. Guidry Stadium in Thibodaux. Nicholls State 24.